right, fellas, the mics are now hot. Bob, the mics are hot. All
Much
right,
gratitude,
fellas,
Bob. Doc, the mics are
Yeah.
hot. Please, please just, you see that little red mic with the slash through it on next to your name?
Yep.
If you could just leave that.
Slashed. I'll slash it. Keep it
Slash it.
slashed.
What am I hearing?
I don't know. Is it me?
I think it might have
Somebody's
been.
got Twitch up.
Yeah, it might have been me. I got it muted now. We should be good.
There we go. Yeah, that was kind of cool. That was a trippy deal, man.
Yeah, it's like a Dead concert, right, Bob?
Hey, Wilson, we did that echo thing on purpose, by the way.
Echo.
Remember what I was just saying about production value skyrocketing while production stress plummeting? That's the echo is one of the products of that equation. Yeah.
Equation.
You don't get that
Algorithm.
echo on an amateur thing.
That's right.
For pros.
Man.
Carl's
Well,
not
should
a
we?
wizard.
Man, I love that visual that's on screen there. That's tremendous.
That's a heck of a spot
It's
right
looking
there.
a little run down, though.
Yeah. You know, now that I'm looking at that, I think I've been there.
Have you? Is that in Iceland?
It kind of looks like a place in Iceland that I visited.
Yeah. It kind of is. Kind of makes me think about the Piney Crag outpost that y'all are headed toward.
Ooh.
Except that's a lot more rundown.
And I've just been waiting for Julie Andrews to start dancing and singing her way across the
Right.
screen.
Right? Yeah. Well, we should go ahead and let them see us since they can hear us, and we'll go ahead and start.
All right, let's do it.
Since
We're gonna
all 150 of our guests have arrived and seated themselves.
guys make sure you smile as we go live here. Here we go.
Could we
3,
please,
2,
Chris?
smiles, big smiles, and there we
Smiles,
are.
everyone.
Hey.
Smile.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, we're on TV and stuff. Well, actually, the internet. So, hey, welcome. I'm Scott Wiley Hobbit, and today for you, we're going to play D&D. It is Sunday, and so it is Secrets of the Flanaess Day. We have two things that happen on Sundays around here. One is sort of parked alongside the road for the current time being, but this one here is live and hot and exciting, and we're actually into our second narrative arc, so pretty stoked for that. So it's episode 22 of Secrets of the Flanaess, but it's actually the second episode of the new arc, and this episode is entitled Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and it features Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn and Sir Laurence Olivier. Is that right? No, wait a minute. Sidney Poitier. That's the wrong Frenchman. Very wrong. At any rate, so now that I've completely botched that, I'm going to go ahead and let's throw this thing around and let's meet our players, our cast. Let's start with Elith von Horaeus.
Hey, that's
or
me.
Chris. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I'm Chris WikiBA on Discord and Twitch. I'll be playing Sidney Poitier.
Nice.
No, I won't be. I play Elith von Horaeus, who is a human wizard rogue guy.
Amalgam.
Yeah, I think last episode we sort of established why most of us are here, except for maybe Elith. We're not sure why Elith is here or what he's up to, or we just know he seems jovial and he wants to touch the horns of a tiefling. That's what we learned last time. So hopefully he'll get to do that today.
Personal space is not something we take lightly around here. So just
No, well, he's all about consent.
Yeah. Very good. All right, let's go to the window pane just beneath Elith, and let's meet Ming Darkstar.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dave. I'm playing Ming. You can always find me over on the Guild Superior Twitch channel, where I like to play games, produce games, and run games with and for my friends. I'm playing, as I mentioned, good old Ming here. He is a holy man of sorts who hails from the Cairn Hills and worships Zanye and has I guess you could call it an oath of vengeance to exert upon some giant and giant kin at his earliest opportunity. So we'll see how that all goes down. It looks like they're moving in the right direction. Excited to see where things go. I should also really quickly say, if I can, Chris and others, and Scott, we are running a fundraiser right now over at Guild Superior it's called Games for Love is the charity. They are an organization, really great organization that helps to bring gaming systems and consoles and gaming therapy to hospitals where children are experiencing extended stays and trying to bring a little bit of fun and hope to their recovery period. And so if folks have an interest in supporting that, there's a bunch of games that we'll be running through the 12th. And I'm going to drop a quick link in the chat to the donation page if you want to make a donation. There's a bunch of prizes that we will be drawing people who make donations. We'll be drawing names on the 12th. So take a look at that. We'd love to get your support. Thank you so much.
And Dave, how much did you say you've currently raised for Games for Love?
We are at just over $1,200, and our goal is 4,000. So we've got a ways to go, but we're 4 days in, and
You're
it's
in the
looking
real
pretty
money,
good.
man.
Yeah,
That is
we're
tremendous.
excited. Yeah, it's good.
Tremendous. All right, very good, very good. Let's go one slot over to I'm Not a Wizard. What's up? I'm Not a.
Well, hello again, friends. I'm Carl. On Discord, I'm Carnage, both with the K, the way they're supposed to be spelled. I am playing Am Not a Wizard, the Tiefling Druid, Circle of Spores. And now, please ask consent before you try to touch the horns, and then don't touch the horns. I'm glad that we already in episode 1 established a running gag. So that's much the way that my name came about. Now we got this. So, and Am Not a is kind of patrols this whole valley, and he's been picking up signs that they're just rumors of that giants are on the move, and it's quite discerning. And he is, met up with this new group, and they're about to go put the smackdown on some giants, or they're being invited to dinner. I'm not sure.
Right, sure, yeah. Smackdown. Let me know how that goes, brother.
Smack up. I don't know.
All right, and last but certainly not least, in the bottom corner there, Mr. Doc Shoulder playing Bull Maul.
Scott, nice to see you guys. So I am playing Bull Maul. He's a Goliath fighter wizard. His clan lives, or his tribe, I should say, lives up in the Crystal Mist Mountains, and he is then tasked by his tribe to figure out, or they typically will trade with the humans and the others that live down in Headwater, and there's been disruption of the trade that's going on between his tribe and Headwater, and so he's going down to figure it out. And the word on the street is that it's potentially giants who the Goliaths in general have this they're somewhat their natural enemies, and he is going down to try to at least figure it out and potentially come to a solution for them.
All right. Very good, sir. And so, as I mentioned earlier, I am Wiley Hobbit. I'm Scott. I'll be your dungeon master. So I'll be in charge of bringing harm to these 4 lovely chaps and narrating what hopes to be a very gripping tale. One of the things that I love about this group is it's not my story. I kind of set some stuff and I do some things, and then we turn it over and they make the magic happen. So very much a collaborative storytelling operation here. So by way of recapping, let's figure out how we got from episode 1 to episode 2. As I mentioned, this is the second arc in our Secrets of the Flanaess, I guess the second secret, if you will. And we're going to be playing through the G1 through G3 modules against the giants, as you may have guessed. And last episode, our group met up in the Bloodthorn Tavern, which is on the northeast kind of edge, or a little ways out of town in Headwater, in this valley in the Jotuns Mountains. And as Amnada mentioned, we have had stories and rumors and reports of giant kind coming down from the mountains, which is really not normal. Everyone, knows of giants. They're more wives' tales and legends for most folk down in this valley in very southwestern Sterich, where Headwater is located. Giants haven't been seen in these parts in years. Now, for folks of Bull Mole's ilk, that may not necessarily be the case, as they live up in the mountains and they probably encounter giants from time to time. But down here in the civilized lands, if you will, giants are more a story for children at bedtime, or to perhaps drive good behavior. Go to sleep now, or the mean giants will come snatch you away and eat you. That's because that's what we tell we all tell our children that, don't we? But it seems they've been sacking and pillaging. There's for sure one farm has in fact fallen to the hands of what they believe to be giant kind. But that is the business of this party. They have set out from Headwater to investigate, to see what it is that's happening out in the wilds. They're 4 very capable adventurers, all level 11, as this module is designed for higher level characters, because after all, giants are tough to deal with, especially the craftier ones. So they've left Headwater. They're actually about to set camp. The shadows are growing deep and dark in the foothills of the Jotuns as they travel southeast from Headwater. And it is there that we'll pick up our party. It is these 4, but they're also accompanied by Harval Tonwall, the commander of the small military group there in Headwater. She's a gnome. She's tough. She's scarred. She's seen battle. She's battle tested and hardened. She rides a large white, fluffy wolf into battle. She's a gnome, and she's not to be trifled with. And she's the captain or the commander of the militia, and she has concerns about the well-being of her garrison of soldiers, some 32 or so strong, up in the Piney Crag outpost. And so it is in the direction of the outpost that the party finds themselves on this chilly night. 22, Starday 22, Ready Reet is the month, which I believe corresponds with November. And it is here that we will begin our adventure. The scene opens, again, long shadows in the rocky foothills. It's mostly scrubby, barren hillsides, a few little waterways. They're actually following a small stream, creek up into the valley toward the Piney Crag outpost as they depart southeasterly from Headwater. Few copses of, wind-blown, stressed pine and cedar and juniper, no real forest to speak of. Some small groves of aspen here and there, places to take shelter. And so we'll turn things over to our party as they begin to set camp on this chilly, blustery, frosty evening in the foothills of the Jotuns Mountains.
Well,
good.
As after Elith is done setting up, his bedroll and getting ready for that, he's going to walk over to I'm nada, Yimnada, and he's going to say, "My friend, I believe I owe you an apology before we rest for the evening. I fear I came on a little too forward earlier, and I want to apologize for that. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable earlier. I'm just an academic and curious by nature."
I do appreciate that. And
of course, and believe me, I would never touch your horns without your consent, and I'm sure that you and I will become fast friends, and that barrier between us will be reduced one day, and you'll allow that to happen. Just for academic curiosity, nothing more than that. I assure you.
I do appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Requesting consent.
Of course.
And just
my
know,
pleasure.
And I mean this with all sincerity, we're not there yet. Don't touch the horns.
No. Believe me, I understand. We're not there.
And while you're talking, he starts to do that. My eyes are down here. My eyes are down here.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
I'm curious. You said earlier that your people are from this area, generally speaking, if I understood you correctly.
My parents, yes. We have never really settled down in one particular place for too long because, sadly, there are many small-minded people that just view us with suspicion.
Indeed.
I've felt my whole life.
Indeed, probably the devilish blood has something to do with that, but who can say for sure? So your parents came from this area, which is interesting to me. I wonder, do you trace your ancestry back far? beyond your parents, or are you just aware of your parents and their ancestry?
I mean, I've heard stories of my grandparents, etc., but
Interesting. They too are tieflings,
yes.
I assume.
What? Yes, they are.
Interesting. I wonder, and I'm just curious if as you grew up as a child, if you heard any stories about a chapel, a strange chapel located in these parts somewhere, a chapel that that at sunrise is intact. Yet over the course of the day, it slowly disintegrates, and by sundown, it is totally destroyed, only to reappear again in whole the next sunrise.
I believe you're referring to the Chapel of Time.
You have heard of it?
I've seen it.
Have you?
I have.
When? Where? Can you take me to it?
Perhaps if we survive. I mean, when we're done with our mission here, I'm sure we could perhaps take a little side trip there. Yes.
Let me ask you something.
It is quite fascinating.
If you've seen it, have you ever entered it?
No, I've just observed it from a distance. But it is quite fascinating.
My research tells me that no one has ever entered it.
I have heard similar stories, and that's why I thought it best to just keep an observational distance.
It makes me wonder, I've researched it quite a bit, and it's difficult to track down information regarding this chapel, and I wonder if the wrong people have been trying to access it. Do you know the story behind the creation of the chapel?
Just a few rumors, myths, perhaps. It sounds like you have done some in-depth research on this.
Well, my research tells me that this chapel was created originally to worship a god long lost to time itself, an ancient god, long lost to time. And his followers used the chapel to worship him and do whatever you do when you worship a god. And things were fine. The parishioners, if you will, were a mix of humans and elves, just typical folks. And for some reason, again, a mystery lost to time as to why, but for some reason, these people began devil worship. Devil worship. And no one knows why they did it, but the god became angry. He tried to dissuade his parishioners to leave this path of devil worship, but he was unable to do it. And the parishioners used the chapel for their rituals and their devilish dances and rituals and sacrifices. And the god became very angry, and he warned them, leave this path or face my wrath. Well, they wouldn't listen. And one day, the heavens opened up, and the ancient god smote the chapel, destroyed it instantly. But something happened. His anger, this god's anger and power were so intense that there was some kind of tear or, I don't know, an arcane confluence or something that has caused the very effect you have witnessed, that this chapel is repeatedly destroyed over the course of a day. And in my research, people have speculated as to what might be there, but no one knows for sure because no one can enter it. And I wonder, tieflings in this area, devil worshippers, how would tieflings come about? Your ancestors may trace back that far. Your ancestors may trace back that far, and maybe you're the key. Maybe you could enter the temple, the chapel. Your blood, what flows in your veins, is the very key we need to access that chapel. And I think I see you're stunned, and I understand why. It's a lot to take in. But giants all of the sudden wakening, coming down to civilized areas, perhaps they have learned of the chapel, and perhaps they know the secrets it holds, and perhaps they've decided that it's valuable to them, and perhaps they aim to take it. We must stop them. We must take it first. I believe the chapel may be the key to all this, and you, my good friend, may be the key to the very key.
Well, that's certainly a lot to process. I've never really thought about that before. Honestly, it's just a place that's always been there, and people just tend to go near it but never approach it.
Indeed, it's an arcane confluence of some kind. It would be very dangerous to approach unless you knew how.
And this arcane chronological studies, is this sort of your area, your focus?
Well, I never said chronological anything. I said arcane confluence. And yes, the arcane is my area of study, no doubt.
I just know that, I mean, again, I am more in tune with nature and order, and it's that place, just as we say in the biz, gives off a really funky vibe.
But you can understand as a student of nature how the blood flowing in your veins may interact with such a chapel and the confluence, the arcane confluence that's there. You may be the key to accessing that temple, the chapel. I keep wanting to call it a temple. I don't know why. It's a chapel.
Well, that's certainly an interesting theory, and should we find ourselves, it is quite a ways north and east of here, but should we find ourselves? Yes. If I'm picturing the map correctly, yes, it is. And if we find ourselves there, perhaps we can examine one of your theories.
Well, I think it's something to definitely put on the to-do list. As an aside, I mentioned, and again, my apologies for being so forward earlier. I find tieflings fascinating in large part because of this research that I've done. I must tell you, I've also always thought how academically fascinating it would be to cut a tiefling open and see how its insides, its devilish insides, incorporate to the insides of the rest of the body. But I would never ask for that, of course. I just wanted you
to... of course, he says from 2 steps further back that he just suddenly took.
I would never request that. I find your people fascinating. Such an interesting I don't know, combination of the devilish and the humanoid. It's fascinating.
From my life experience, he's saying they're rather calm, but the tail is starting to just twitch a bit more erratically. And from just, again, my life experience, it's just not that interesting. I'm just me.
Well, I know that people look at tieflings with suspicion, as you mentioned earlier, and I can understand, from your perspective, how that is difficult to deal with. I would just submit to you who on our world are actually the worst of people. It's humans like me. Humans are the ones who damage our world and fight our wars. It's not the tieflings. So I consider you I consider you my friend already, and I would never cut you open unless you were to die and something like that. Then I might, but I wouldn't do it, just to do it.
That's
anyway.
Reassuring.
Good. I'm glad. This has been a very nice chat. I hope that we can once we deal with whatever this little farm issue is, that you will support me in suggesting that we go see this chapel and access the arcane confluence so that we can see what that entails.
If we find ourselves heading that way,
Yes,
we can
indeed.
certainly discuss this more, and we'll have much more conversations about cutting me open and
Yes.
why it won't happen.
Well, I think that's wise. But thank you for your time. And again, my apologies. I didn't mean to upset you.
It's okay.
So actually, Elith is a wizard, a rogue, and a necromancer. I think we've just discovered the school of wizardry, right?
I don't know, Daphne.
Did we? Whoa.
Did we?
That's fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. So how is it that you all are setting up camp? Your first night together. Everyone here is a veteran of the road, of the wilderness. You all have your individual experiences, but how is it now as a party? You would see Commander Harvash Tonwall has inspected again atop her great white wolf, inspected kind of the perimeter of the area you've chosen. Seems defensible. It's well off the road. It's in some trees. There's a pretty good sized stand of mostly evergreens that you've kind of plunged into to get yourselves out of visible sight at her suggestion, and she's kind of off doing a perimeter search. What are the rest of you doing as you set up camp, as again it's getting later in the day?
Well, as we discussed last time, and we don't really want to light a fire that would be draw attention to us. So Imnada from one of his pouches pulled out this 3-inch by 3-inch by 3-inch cube of brimstone and just set it down in the middle of where the fire pit would be, and it is radiating warmth for about, I want to say, about 30 feet.
That also gives off
nice,
bright light.
No
30-foot radius,
just warmth,
like extra bright light.
It
brimstone.
Nope, just
You sure?
just a 3-inch cube of brimstone that generates dry heat. And it's a nice balmy 95 degrees within 15 feet of it.
95.
Wow.
95.
Wow.
So while everyone else is probably kind of moving to the outer edge of that 15 feet, and not just like right there in front of it, like
Devilish.
Bring on the heat.
Okay, so
That's a good
Imnada
question. I wonder what the natural temperature of a tiefling is.
Yeah, that's a good question. When I cut him open,
is it like it's camp 98.5? So like, does normally a tiefling run at like 110, 115? Is that like normal?
Minimum.
I don't have a thermometer.
90. I wonder in Greyhawk if there is a normal body resting temperature, vital signs, blood pressure, and heart rate for each race.
We'll do some research.
Yeah,
get right on that.
I wonder how their shoulders are different than
that would be
a human shoulder.
An interesting question. See anatomically if they were similar to other creatures, but
I have a feeling, Doc, we're going to find out.
We very well may. At least
I'm going to be setting up camp on my own, far from the rest of you. Just want to cut me open.
So Bull at this point, he actually walks by Illith, and he goes, "Human, leave Fireman alone. Go do your things." And then he walks over to kind of start setting things up, shaking his head, knowing that he understands the ideas of the magic, arcane magic that he's discussing, and he thinks it's smoke and mirrors a little bit about what he's actually talking to the druid about. Maybe making him, maybe it's real, maybe it's not, but his mind's set on other things, that he knows that the bottom line is that giants are coming, no matter what the reason that they're coming for, that they got to be stopped, probably physically. So he sits down. He doesn't have much of a bedroll. They're kind of hardy people, so like he's got like a little fur cape that he just lays down on the ground, and then he's got his axe that he lays next to him. He does pull out he starts preparing spells for the next day, so he makes sure that he goes through his normal ritual of preparing spells, etc. And then he does ask the group, taking watch, how they want to go about doing this, knowing that he's been in this situation before, so we'll need to figure that out. But right after they figure out watch, he'll fall asleep like a rock if he's not on watch.
Ming, what have you got going on? Sorry, I was muted here.
Ming's preparations for the night are pretty simple. He travels pretty lightly, so he has a bedroll and a what appears to be a pretty warm animal hide blanket. But he would have been interested in having a conversation with Bull, approaching Bull prior to watches and sleep and that sort of thing, and he'd say, "Bull, it is imminent that we will eventually discover and confront giant and giant kin. I have not the experience that it sounds like you may have with these creatures. I realize that not all of them, even though I wanted to say despicable creatures, not all of them theoretically are despicable and evil with ill intent, but these ones, the giants in their ilk that we seek to confront, dare I say, put down, are there weaknesses that we should exploit? Are there strategies that would be of surprise to them, or tactics that we may take with our small troop of warriors and adventurers here to overcome such large creatures and potentially a destructive force of this level? Your people have dealt with them before, no doubt."
Bull, as Ming comes over and walks up to him, and he's kind of putting his things together, while he asks him this, he turns to him and goes, "Ming, good questions, and I have good answers. The most giants, slow, not deft. They are uh, slow of foot, poor dexterity. Number one, we can capitalize on that. Number two, aggressive, stupid aggressive, easily tricked. So we must use that to our advantage. Set traps, let them fall into traps. At the same time, we avoid them if we can by letting them fall into our traps because they're too aggressive, too angry, too dumb. Number three, they don't like Goliath. My people, they don't like. We can use that to our advantage in the process of trying to overcome them because we can use that anger towards Goliath to our advantage to potentially trick them and to do things that they don't necessarily want to do, and by doing so, leave them open for attack. That's how I think we defeat the giants.
Yes, this is helpful, Bull. It is good to have you with us as a guide for this quest that we pursue. I couldn't help but notice that you practice the arcane arts. What type of magics do you wield? What types of powers, and where do you draw upon this energy from? If it's not too presumptuous of me to ask.
Uh, Bull looks and my teachings come from a master mage, Goliath, in my tribe. Uh, the mystical arts of arcane magic taught by this shaman. He gifted me these arts, and similarly, I was trained in the art of war and fighting.
Mm.
So I've been gifted both the arts of magic as well as the arts of war. Uh, this shaman is a great shaman in my tribe. He's well known. You would not know of him by name, but if you saw him, you would know of his great power. And
Undoubtedly.
then he kind of puts down, and then he looks back at, he goes, he goes. Pretty man, what do you think of human? He seems stupid. Meaning pointing to
I I am not quick to make judgment on anyone in this group, although I am, as is my nature, always assessing and always contemplating possible scenarios and reactions. And in one of them, one of such scenarios, I see this strange human with unclear motivations dissecting the tiefling, hoarding parts of the tiefling's body for some strange reason, for some strange motivation. It is playful, their interaction, perhaps, but something to keep an eye on.
Just me. He seems stupid. Try and trick Fireman? No. Fireman too smart for that. Stupid. I agree, though. We must watch human. He seemed tricky, but I worry a bit. We must protect Fireman.
It is somewhat of an awkward preoccupation that Elith has with our tiefling friend. They'll work it out, I'm sure.
Bull like grunts.
Well,
Turns walks away, and he says, then the last thing before he goes, pretty man. He did not ask to touch my head. He's pointing to his big blue bald scalp. At the same time.
Ming will just kind of do a guffaw and just be like, well, for one thing, Bull, you're terribly tall. And for another thing, you look like you could, with one hand, crush the human's throat. Perhaps that's the reason. Sleep
Bull,
well.
You are correct with that. And then he goes back to his bedroll.
With that, go
ahead.
ahead. I was going to say Ming would just go back to his little area where he set up his camp. He'll burn some incense and pray as he contemplates his spell preparation for the next day.
Okay. As all of you begin to make preparation for, your prayers, your meal, retirement for the evening, Commander Tonwall rides quite quietly back into your midst on her grand giant white wolf. She quickly dismounts and kind of motions for it to go off, and it goes maybe just 10 yards away over near a tree and kind of spins and turns and rustles up some pine duff to make a little bit of a place to lay, and it kind of flops down. She pulls some looks to be some raw dried meat chunks from one of the saddle pouches after she walks over there and feeds the animal and scratches it a little bit and comes back to where you all are arranged and says, well, we had a quick ride around while we still had light and seems defensible enough here. We should set watch and be on our guard. We're far enough away from town now that anything's possible in the foothills. I would be happy to take first watch or last watch. Those are my preferences. Does anyone else have a preference?
I will rest for a while and take a watch in the middle of the night.
Okay. Very well.
Bull says, I will take last watch. I prepare my spells and sleep. I must rest, regain my spells, and then I will take watch last.
Very well. Perhaps Ming, you might relieve Bull then after your rest.
That should be fine.
Elith or Nada, I believe. Do either of you prefer to?
I can take the.
Why don't I take first watch then, and you may. I will relieve you, and Elith, you may rest.
Well, that sounds perfect.
I think it is best for all of us that you rest the night.
Indeed, it is certainly my preference to do so.
A word about our destination. as you know, we have concerns for the well-being of the garrison atop the Piney Crag. We're still a ways off, but we should talk a bit about the layout and what the place has in store. It's Spartan at best. It's not warm and welcoming like some of you may prefer. And she kind of looks over at Elith. But it's dry, it's safe, and we have 24 of our finest soldiers. There's a commander, Nicholas Kasserman, and we have 3 captains and then 20 footmen, horsemen. There are 2 priests of Palor, and I believe they each have an attendant for healing and protections. It's a simple garrison surrounded by a wooden palisade, some 120 feet or so square. The walls are 16 feet high, typical buried logs carved to fine point. There's a gate on the front side. The garrison itself sits on a promontory of granite above the road below, some 60 feet. Beautiful vantage point looking back toward Headwater, back down the foothills and into the valley. The front faces Headwater. The back, there is no gate on the back. It is one palisade all the way around, but there are 20 foot by 20 foot square towers at each corner, and they are 20 feet high, affording a 4-foot view above the palisade. And then there are 2 of these towers on either side of the main wooden gate. There is a split-railed, well, it's not much of a pasture. It's pretty hard scrabble and rocky up there. We have to bring supplies, not only for the men, but for the animals, hay and oats and things for the horses. But they do keep 32 fine horses there in the pasture, some 300 feet square, give or take. Inside the that is fully outside and detached from the garrison itself. But inside the garrison, there are barracks for the men. There's officers' barracks where Commander Kasserman and the 3 captains reside. There's a sort of a planning building, a headquarters, if you will. The priests also have quarters. And other than that, it is area for training. Inside, it's all open. There's no trees to speak of, save a few trees around the priest's quarters. Again, we wish to keep sightlines clear. That is it. That is what is there at the Piney Crag, and my prayers to Palor are none other than just that everyone is safe and well. And my hope is that we'll find everything in order.
Commander, thank you for the information. This will be useful to us. Is there reason to believe, as you provide your intentions to your god, that the outpost itself has been compromised? Have there been, in recent months or weeks, threats or incursions or attempts at...
No, never. That outpost is well staffed.
Yet you say that you have not heard from the outpost. Is that true?
That is correct. It has been a 10 days since the last caravan from Headwater made its way southeastward to the outpost, and the caravan has not been heard from, which is why we have our concerns, given the fact that the farm along the way, the Feanor farm, has been confirmed to have been sacked. We will think we should stop there on the way. It is a bit off the road, a couple of miles off the road, but we may learn something. But nothing has ever, no one has ever dared approach the outpost. I mean, the soldiers stay inside. They will make daytime patrols and sorties into the foothills just to have a look about. They again will find the stray group of orcs, human bandits, those foolhardy souls who think they can get one over on Headwater's finest. And those always end well for us. But nothing has ever been so bold or brash as to assault the garrison itself. So
This
I'm
is
not terribly concerned.
this
My sense
is
is the
good news.
caravan was probably waylaid or made off with the supplies themselves. That would not be the first time that's happened.
This is good news, Commander. My recommendation would be to pray to your God, to rest easy with the thought of the best outcome. We shall determine when we arrive tomorrow.
Yes, of course. Palor is the light of the world, and he will see to it that we are safe and all thrive in the warmth of his blessing and the light of his healing.
Of course, the light will be with us all.
Agreed.
So Bull asks him, when was the last time that the giants attacked? How long ago?
The From your discussions with Commander Tonwall and the mayor down in Headwater before you left, the Feanor farm had been sacked a couple of weeks ago. It was discovered, and it had been some time prior to that it had been sacked. Some word came that someone had gone there and discovered it, and so Commander Tonwall sent a small detachment, a half dozen or so soldiers out to inspect it and so forth. And they brought back the grim news. Um, the Feanor family. It's actually a family of half elves. Steph Dor is the father. He's half elf. Benia Eschler, human, and their three children were all lost. They were found
And
on premises.
Bull asks him, was there any thought with the direction that the attack came from?
The soldiers merely kind of secured the site and retrieved the bodies. Well, actually took care of the bodies on site, um, and returned to Headwater right away. There wasn't much of an investigation done, which is part of why we're heading up there. They thought they saw maybe some prints. I believe a rather large club was found on the site, which indicates something big.
Sure, but they didn't necessarily do any investigation of it more than
Nothing official, no, and that is why Tunwall is very persistent in her desire to just make a quick trip up there. Probably could happen sometime tomorrow. You're close enough that you would probably arrive at the farm tomorrow and then the outpost the next day.
Okay. And the last thing was from the in that area, Bull obviously has some idea of the geography because of he's lived in these parts, he's traveled, etc. But do they have any more of even a rough map for us with regards to the region around the area of the attack or even Piney Crag?
Yeah, she could absolutely, pull out a parchment, kind of maybe spread it out on a rock or a stump and show you, reckoning where Headwater is, where the outpost is, where the farm is in relation. Everything is sort of southeast from Headwater into the foothills. The farm again is maybe a day and a half ride from Headwater. There is an indication where they believe to be a settlement of hill giants, which is another couple of days or so, depending on your means of travel. Because once you get up beyond the outpost, you get up into the mountains proper, and the going gets rather tough and slow. And everything is southeast of. If Headwater were at the center of a clock, the direction you're headed is out to the 4.
Okay.
If you're looking that way, to the southeast.
And the information is maybe going even further in that direction is where the collection of maybe giants are, or
correct. And no one's seen nor heard anything until now the hill giants. So again, it's generations of hill giants. That's just wives' tales. Sort of so this is a bit of a like, wait a minute, eye opener type. Why there, that explains why there's been this call put out by the mayor of Headwater, Nandy Hillsplitter, the dwarf you met, to find some brave souls who are willing to go investigate, because they really want to know if there's truth to these rumors that perhaps the giant kind and other of their ilk are out and about, and what's going on. And that's why the Piney Crag Outpost exists. It's it's been quiet aside from just typical things you'd expect in the mountains, monsters or brigands and orcs or the occasional ogres. Nothing has ever tried to openly assail the garrison or Headwater, but it's not to say they live in a safe place. But they've never had trouble in generations time with any giant kind. They haven't even been seen. So it's with great skepticism, but the older graybeards in town are, I told you, yeah, my great grandfather, kind of thing. So the tension level is up, and that's why we're out here. And as she describes, just briefly describes the scene at the farm, her face just grows grim, and she even stops at one point and looks to be muttering something to herself, perhaps in Gnomish. It's hard to say. Maybe a prayer. She clutches her holy symbol, and I think I gave you bad Magambo on the holy symbol piece. I'll update you on that. It's Fortubo, sorry. Not Palor. My deepest apologies for the confusion. And with that, she opens up a package of maybe dried meat, some an apple or two, and begins to prepare a meal, growing silent. But very clearly, the gravity of the situation is weighing upon her as she prepares a simple meal.
Scott, if possible, I think Ming would have also just had a quick conversation with Imnada.
Go for it.
Yeah, just he would have approached prior to, going to sleep, and just we have traveled a distance from Headwater now with our new companions, and I have taken note of the strange fascination of Elith with you.
I have too.
I noticed. Just know that with your alliance on this quest, I also see an alliance to protect you should anything strange happen. Just know that you have my daggers at your disposal, and that is all.
I do appreciate that. I haven't quite got a good read on him yet, but I'm not too concerned at the moment. I've been dealing with, well, not quite to this degree, but I've been dealing with things like this my whole life. But this is the first time someone's talked about openly dissecting me and taking my horns. But I'm not. We will see, sort of man this Elith is, but as of right now, I'm not too concerned.
It appeared as though the two of you had quite a lively discussion. I did not presume to try to eavesdrop, but if you learn the motivations of this one, I would be curious to know them. It seems as though our Goliath friend is motivated by protection of tribe and family, and it is fairly straightforward and transparent in that regard. The captain, of course, the commander, Ton Wall, seeks to defend their people. Well, you know my motivations.
And
Something
I
to think
believe-
about and monitor. That's all.
Yes, I feel like I know everyone's motivations pretty well for being here, with the exception of one.
I imagine that motivation or motivations will be revealed in time. Good
We
night,
shall see.
friend.
Yes. Sleep well.
So all of you retire. Okay. That leaves Commander Harval,
Tonwall?
Harvash Tonwall.
There we
Excuse
go.
me. Yeah, and the mix up on the deities. The predominant worship in Headwater is to Pelor, but the mayor is a dwarf. Commander Harvash Tonwall is gnomish, and they worship Fortubo. So that holy symbol is a hammer. Yeah. So sorry about the mix up on the deities.
Don't
So
forget all
That changes our whole plan.
It does, yeah, everything. Hey, we need to take a break and just
Yeah.
reset. Yeah.
Regroup.
Damn dungeon master.
Tater
So
tots.
she settles in to keep watch, and again, just by means of description, the wolf is this huge armored white wolf, and what's really crazy is while this wolf does bear plate mail, kind of a chest breastplate around its thick neck that offers protection up its shoulders, and then is attached to the saddle that the gnome, this finely tooled leather saddle. The thing moves nearly silently, even with the plates and so forth. She has this steely look of resolve, kind of a set jaw. She has this huge one eye has been sewn shut, so she's got, like, you could tell she's got scars and stitches across her eye, and this huge gash, what can only be from perhaps a sword or an axe, across her face. She wears armored robes and has these really bitchin looking, because bitchin is a thing in the Valley of Greyhawk. Gag me with a spoon.
Valley Girls.
Yeah. Bitchin looking electric, sort of these electric blue leather gauntlets. And she settles herself down and begins to keep watch. So I'm just rolling perception. Amnada, you are the next to be awakened, correct?
Sure.
Yeah. So after what seems like not nearly enough time, it has grown absolutely blacker than pitch out. It is dark. You feel the strong gauntleted grip on your shoulder, and your eyes flutter open, and leaning over you like this is Commander Tonwall. And she motions for you to sit up.
I will.
And she points in an easterly direction from your position. Again, you're a couple of 100 yards off the road, nicely defensive, maybe just kind of a higher point amongst the trees. The wolf is sleeping. You can hear it breathing. And she points. Roll perception.
25.
That seems pretty good. Yeah, you see the unmistakable flicker of fire off in the trees. And with a 25 perception, you're going to guess that that's probably over 150 feet off. Fair distance. You're not getting any sound from it, but it is for certain the telltale flicker of a fire of some sort. And it's a reasonably, it's a significant flicker fire. So you get little glimpses of flicker, but then you also have sort of that aura, that glow that the tree trunks, as your eyes begin to wake up and adjust to the darkness of the trees in the night. There's no mistaking. You can make out here and there the flicker. But beyond that, the illumination of the tree trunks, and whether it's a trick of your eyes or you're just seeing that keenly, you are confident there's some motion. Again, it could be the shadows from the fire flames licking and playing about. It could be something moving, but you're not entirely sure.
And this is in the direction we're heading, or like
It's off into the trees, kind of due east from your position. You're on the northeast side of the road, which is heading southeast. And this is due east. Really, none of that's terribly relevant, other than to say it's not back toward the road. It's probably deeper off into the wild and away from the road. But you're quite certain you see what looks to be some sort of a good-sized campfire.
I will very quietly say to her, what do you make of that?
Well, someone's made a fire. Some fools.
Very astute.
Someone who doesn't have brimstone for heat. And she kind of claps you on the shoulder. I like that. We need to talk about that. We should probably have a look. I don't think it wise to assume the good intent of whomever may have started the fire.
Very true. Perhaps if you want like the two of us to go investigate, or I could go a little more discreet.
How well do you move in the darkness?
I move very well in the darkness. I am the darkness. Demon man. No.
I could send Fang with you. You've heard her refer to the wolf by the name Fang, sort of a nickname. Scarsbell is its apparently given name. I guess wolves have given names and nicknames. If you wish, I could send Fang.
That would be good. Then you can stay here, and if things go awry, you can awaken the others.
She, from around her neck on a fine silver necklace, she fishes it out from her under things and so forth. And she has her armored robe on and everything. You see a little silver, looks like a metal stick with a hole kind of cut in it at an angle. And she blows it. And in a twinkling, the huge wolf is at your side and looking around, the dark eyes glinting.
And because I've encountered her before, down around Headwater, all that, I'm just going to, just more out of habit than anything, reach out and kind of give him a little scritchy under the chin, without even realizing
it kind of leans into you a little bit, breathes hot, steamy dog breath in your face.
Sometimes dogs are so much better than humans. Okay.
Smells like dried meat. So,
okay,
I'll send Fang.
Very well.
Around a little north, if you just take a dead line, see what you see. I'll remain here and keep watch.
I will pull out I have this horn. I will pull out, and I will say, if I need assistance, you will hear, but only you will hear it.
What do you mean?
I mean, if I blow into this horn, only the person I intend to hear it will hear it.
Oh, very nice. I can also send you a message, and you can reply, so we'll stay in touch that way. You'll hear it as a whisper.
Very well.
Go.
And I will grip my nice fine wooden staff, which, as I described, is sort of, it's like the middle part is like fresh wood, but as it kind of gets towards either end, it almost becomes petrified. But yet out of the petrified top end is where some mistletoe and other things are strangely sprouting from. And as I'm gripping it, I will kind of scratch it on the ground and cast Pass Without Trace. And then I will stealthily move off.
Could you describe for our viewers what boons or features or whatever do you receive from casting Pass Without Trace upon yourself?
I let me a veil. So as I kind of scratch it along the ground, it's almost like the shadows around me uh, darken, and the air around me just seems to get more still, and my companions too. So even around, the shadows seem to kind of envelop Fang a little bit too.
Are you
And
casting it on both of you?
it's anyone within any creature I choose within 30 feet,
And then if it moves away from you,
as
does
long
it
as he
still have Pass Without Trace?
stays within 30 feet of me, he's
Okay.
fine.
So she'll instruct the wolf to remain within 30 feet.
And he will get a +10 to his Dex stealth check.
Ooh. I'll go ahead and tell you now it's probably good that you cast that.
Okay.
Because the stealth roll I made didn't really.
Well, add 10 to it, so now it's a
Damn
good
it.
roll. So
Wait, you didn't roll well?
Listen. Okay. So yeah. Pass Without Trace is cast. Fang flanks you some 80 feet away from you.
okay. And I also have
Just kidding. 30 feet.
What? And I also have these very fine boots that appear to be elven make, so I get advantage to my stealth rolls. So I will take the better of those, and I get a 29 on my stealth.
Magic items, magic items. Yep. Okay.
11th level, baby.
Yeah, man. So you're stealthing along. That was a
I
what?
am.
26
I am the knight.
you rolled?
29.
29. Okay. All right. So you make
I
your
don't
way.
even hear. I don't even know I'm moving. That's how quiet.
Yeah, you make your way.
And we will cautiously approach the fire.
Okay. So you make your way. And you can see you have infravision, right? Or excuse me, dark vision. Yeah.
I do indeed.
So you can see the ghostly form of the wolf sneaking in. Her snout is to the ground, snuffling and snurfling as
snuffling quietly
the canine are wont to do. And you make your way. How close do you want to get to the fire? Because as you approach, the closer you get, the more you're realizing that, oh yeah, I was dead on. This is for sure a campfire, pretty good sized campfire, not bonfire sized, but it's a big campfire, and it is popping and crackling. You can hear it as you get closer. How close do you think you want to get?
Oh, I'd say about 60 feet.
Okay. So at 60 feet, go ahead and roll perception again.
Perception again, you say? That's only 25 this time.
Okay, so you perceive a fire that has a crudely constructed mechanism over it, and it's metal legs, and a cross member, and it looks like there's large chunks of meat that have been impaled upon this contraption that are over the fire, presumably cooking. You see, moving in and out of the light and around the fire, 4 really, really, really large, sinewy, tall, multi-appendaged individuals. They each have like these tattered, nasty looking like loincloths, and that is about it. They look very, very lean and sinewy and kind of spindly appendages, and they don't, all they have is just kind of this loincloth, and they're in and out of the shadows, so it's hard to get details, but something doesn't seem quite right with this at all. Maybe roll me a nature as you look at these individuals kind of moving in and out of the shadows.
12.
12. Yeah, they're really, really big, like bigger than human size, like well bigger than human size. You're reckoning anywhere from 16 to 18 feet tall. These guys are huge. And they, as you watch them, it appears that a couple of them tend to spend more time tending to whatever's over the fire, and the other two seem to be going off a little bit into the shadows. And it looks, as you're looking at them, it looks like these things have, some of them might have more than two arms, and they appear to be gesturing rather vehemently at one another. And you're close enough, you can start to hear some guttural tones of like this raspy, stony, kind of wafting through the darkness of their voices.
Do I understand any of it?
Well, I don't know. What languages do you speak, friend?
Well, are they speaking Druidic?
They are not.
Are they speaking Common?
They are not.
Infernal?
No.
Giant?
Possibly. You do recognize some dialect, albeit it is an odd, maybe not entirely
Southern.
familiar. Like they keep saying, "Don't you know? Yeah, super."
Northern.
It's like northern, upper Midwest
Minnesotan Giants. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So that's what you got with a 25 perception at 60 feet. Notice, I'm assuming you're kind of keeping an eye on Fang.
Mm-hmm.
When she sees that you've stopped, she stops. And you can see her like she's smelling. Like her snout is in the air.
Mm.
It is still. And even, there's enough cover with trees here. That there would need to be a pretty good breeze if you were going to feel it, because it's fairly dense grove of evergreens, again, pines, firs, cedars, junipers.
I will just sort of gently kind of reach out and just kind of hit the fur on the side of her face. So she kind of looks at me, and I will point back towards our camp.
Okay.
And we will, with great stealth, return.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so you head back to camp, where you find Commander Tonwall sitting absolutely still amidst the sleeping bodies of Elith and Bull. And she leans forward. "What did you see? What is it?"
Where's Ming?
Oh, he's sleeping. Sorry, I forgot
okay.
Ming. That's a good question. Where is he?
Where is he? He is one of the shadows. Let's say, well, we have 4 very large individuals over there at that camp, about 16, 18 feet tall. Some of them have more than 2 arms. And 2 of them are cooking something. I did not get close enough to know what. I'm not sure I want to know what. They possibly some, I couldn't get with the firelight and without getting closer. I want this. I get a feeling that might be some kind of a troll, although very large. And they did not observe us.
Her face kind of,
Fang is very
frowns
quiet
and scowls when you suggest that they might be trolls, and then she looks at you quizzically as you describe their size.
Yes, I'm
because, as you know,
not familiar with
trolls are typically
that
not that
right.
tall. Although you have heard of trolls that, legends of trolls who maybe have multiple arms, multiple heads.
And I'm not sure what they were cooking. I didn't get close enough to figure that out. And there's a good chance that I don't want to know what they were cooking. So now the question
trolls
is,
are not uncommon in the hills and the mountains. Sounds like perhaps these might be some particularly nasty folk.
I guess the question is, do we just ignore them, knowing that if they truly are trolls, they will likely take shelter during the day? And we just move on? Or do we...
He kind of growls at the thought of not, of letting them be. Have you ever you ever dealt with them? Have you ever killed a troll?
Nothing quite like that, but I do know they don't like fire.
Yes. Nor acid.
Or acid, correct.
Perhaps we should wake the others
Well,
and
about just going to say we could wake the others and get a group.
take counsel.
Yes. Let us wake. Let us wake the important ones, and
I will
we'll wake Bull and me.
I will set watch, Fang and I. You speak to the others.
I will quietly awaken Bull and Ming, and then I'll go awaken Elith.
Okay. So she quietly heads off in the direction of the fire. And you see she's only gone some 30, 40 feet. And she and Fang settle in just still. They almost disappear into the darkness. Again, your dark vision is helpful in knowing kind of where they are. But yeah.
What is it, Imnota?
Sorry, was it Scott like 150 feet or so away? You said,
Give or take, somewhere
Yeah.
between 150, 200 feet. Yeah.
I will kind of gesture over towards the fire. About 150 feet that direction. We have 4 very large. I want to say there's some sort of troll. I've never seen trolls 16 feet tall before, but I did a quick little recon, and that's the best description that I can come up with. There are 4 of them. 2 of them are cooking something. I did not get close enough to find out. And 2 of them are sort of just moving about.
This may be an opportunity to gather intelligence on what's happening around here, perhaps. If we intend to attack, and my inclination is that if they are trolls, they are giant trolls, which makes them giants. We take at least one of them alive for questioning.
Elith laughs.
What is so funny?
You want to take a troll alive?
Laugh quietly.
For questioning.
For questioning. I think trolls are pretty dumb.
Perhaps we will find out.
Well, I think we should probably just go back to sleep and keep an eye on them, and then in the morning we'll go on our way. This doesn't need to come to violence.
What say you, Bull Maul?
Peace out, man.
Bull looks at them and goes, I agree with Pretty Man. We kill 3 of them, we charm one of them. We get answers from charmed one.
Wait, I thought I was the pretty man.
No, you're human.
He has a different nickname for you that I will not utter.
Well, it's very confusing.
It is settled then. Shall we approach from a position of stealth, Bull Maul, or surprise them with might?
Before we go upon this idea, let me just say that I am human and I cannot see in the dark. I will need some sort of light source so they will see us coming.
They have a fire.
They do have a fire burning.
Yes, but as long as I mean, is it dark where we are? Will I need some light to see? I don't.
It's dark, but the light would guide you, and you can see. Like anything else in darkness, it's dark, but you can know where your companions are.
I just don't want to fall and end up scratching my face up and no longer being pretty man.
You human, not pretty man. Ming,
Well,
pretty man.
I understand. We'll leave that argument for another day.
Argument. Anyway.
I may make you stupid man.
Stupid man. Oh, you abuse me.
Bull basically,
if we decide to,
we go.
As you all are speaking, Harvesh, the gnome, comes back to camp quietly. This time she's on her mount, on her wolf. What is the decision?
Well, these fellows would like to question one of the trolls. And he goes, oh,
She kind of chokes. Oh, question a troll.
Do you
Well,
not see the
that-
value of seeking intelligence from
Oh, I
these
do.
creatures?
It's a strategic thought. But questioning a troll will be no simple task.
we might as well
Especially
question a squirrel.
16-foot tall troll. Oh, we have ways of getting information out of them. It's a matter of keeping them subdued or charmed long enough to do so. But I'm game. There's more of us than there are them. You all are worthy. You come well recommended, if only recommended by yourselves. But you seem... I'm game.
So do we want to try to draw them? I don't know, we could possibly draw them out.
Distraction.
Split them up.
Bull Maul had indicated perhaps that they would react quite aversely to his presence. Is that not true, Bull? Perhaps you can distract them while we sneak in and kill the three, overpower the fourth, question them as he looks at Illith and the commander. And if we like the information that we get, we'll have settled the debate of whether or not a troll can be questioned.
I've joined a suicide pact. I must be more cautious in the future.
Now is your chance to turn back to Headwater.
No. I want to see how this unravels. Or succeeds, as it were.
I have a good plan. I will do exactly as Pretty Man says. I come in the front, you come in the back.
Very well, it is settled. And you watch as Ming grabs the edges of his cloak and lifts from the shadows and flies away.
Oh.
Nice. So tell us a little bit more about that. This is the first encounter we've had with this situation of yours, Ming. So for everyone's benefit, what the hell just happened?
So Ming has, out of character, Ming has the Cloak of the Bat as one of the magic items. And basically what this looks like as you take note of it, it is a leather cloak of some sort of a membranous material. And it allows Ming to, from in areas of dim light or darkness, to fly with a speed of 40 feet. Let's see.
Does it do anything for your visibility or improve your stealth or...
While wearing the cloak in an area of dim light or darkness, I can use an action to cast polymorph on myself, transforming into a bat, which I will most certainly do.
That's pretty freaking badass. See what I did right there? Badass.
Yeah, badass.
Oh.
Yeah, that is nice. Cloak of the Bat. Who gives out these magic items? What is
Good
that?
night, everybody.
Yeah. Be here all week. Tip your waitresses and bartenders. So Ming, give us that description again. What happens? You
Ming
grab your
grabs
cloak.
the edges of the cloak and kind of pulls it taut and starts to alight and fly away. And if someone with a high perception might notice that as he leaves the ground, he transforms into a bat and flies into the darkness.
And Elith says, a suicide pact led by a vampire. Wow.
You'll notice Harvash just nods and kind of smirks at the rest of you. I like our chances. Stealthy it is. Business in the front, and she nods at Bull. Party in the back.
Anyone wants to stick by me, I can get us close. Very, very quietly.
That would be most advisable. Troll kind are perceptive, sneaky, and they won't hesitate to end you and eat you. So just know that this is an all-in engagement.
I've got some surprises up my...
And she kind of rubs her hands together. Oh, by the way, I could make one of you very lethal. In fact, and she looks over at Elith. Or perhaps you're the one, Bull. I could touch you and imbue you with the power to breathe as if a dragon. Perhaps a bit of fire breath from the Goliath might get their attention. If you wish.
Bull says, "Sounds good to me."
Okay, so when we get close, I will rest my hand upon you. I'll remove a gauntlet and I will imbue you
And
with this
Julie.
magical energy. And as long as I'm able to concentrate, so I will hang back a bit and concentrate, you can enter the fire ring and breathe a 15-foot cone of fire. Or you could have acid if you wish, if you prefer. Or cold or lightning or poison, but acid or fire would be ideal.
Fire sounds good.
Very well. We'll make it so. So out of game, she's going to cast Dragon's Breath upon you when you get to the edge of the fire.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
And it's a dex save and then take 3d6 or half fire damage. But we all know how tremendous fire damage can be when facing off with trolls, assuming that the druid is correct in his assumption that these are trolls. So as we approach break, the party is stealthing up. We've got Bull kind of leading the way. Everyone is under the mantle of pass without trace. Am I correct?
That is correct, sir.
Ming has already passed. And I'm going to say for the, just roll a d20 for me, Ming, and add your stealth modifier. And as long as you don't roll a 1.
17. Oop.
Okay, I think I read your lips.
17.
Muted lips that it was
Yep.
17. Yeah, good.
Yep.
So you're absolutely stealthy. I was just basically, if you rolled a 1, you're probably going to have an issue. But
Into a tree branch.
yeah, into a snap a branch.
Ming
off.
is built for stealth. I have a plus 12 and I get advantage on stealth rolls.
Nice. Good deal. Sneaky sneak.
Yeah, big time.
That's going to come in super handy in this here campaign. You might have thought about that as you created your character. I don't know. But like full frontal assault with 4 people and potential for lots of giants, stealth is probably the way to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's take a quick 10-minute bio stretcho, whatever you got to do, kind of break. I'm going to go, look for something memberness because that's going to be my word for the week. And we'll see you. Please don't go away. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. And apparently the clickety clacks are about to be slung around the table here.
Yes.
So this is pretty exciting. So don't go away, and we'll see you in 10 minutes.
I'm gonna make the mics hot. There we
Okay.
go. And here we go. 3, 2.
And we're coming back, people, with hot mics and fresh faces. And yeah.
Yeah.
So our party is stalking a fire, a large campfire in the darkness. And we have the Goliath sort of leading the stealthy way. Ming has taken to the skies, the friendly skies, in the form of a bat, thanks to his cloak of the bat. And so he's going to fly ahead and see if he can get kind of a drone view, an overhead view of what's transpiring ahead of the party. Imnata has cast Pass Without Trace on everyone. So the party will circle. If I understood the strategy correctly, they'll stay out of the firelight and encircle and come in from opposite where Bull will enter the ring. But before all of this commences, as you get close, as promised, Harvash Tonwall, Commander Tonwall, the gnome, pulls her wolf right up beside you, peels off a gauntlet, and places it on your bare arm, and closes her eyes and utters some words in Gnomish, and you feel this heat begin to radiate through your body, and it seems to be concentrated in your upper chest, almost like the worst heartburn, right? You've ever eaten or enjoyed after some spicy bush berries or something. I don't know what it is that Goliath eat that give them heartburn, but
Yes, acid reflux.
and you can tell that you know your own arcane experience tells you that you've been imbued with the ability to unleash immolation upon anything within a 15-foot cone in front of you. Let's see.
That kind of heartburn would be the result.
You use
of
an
the tiefling.
action. So as long as this is up, as long as she maintains concentration up to a minute, you can do this. So she casts dragon breath upon you, and she kind of winks at you with her one eye. I'd wink with the other eye, but you'd never know. And she smirks, and she slips her gauntlet back on, and the party makes their way around. Let's have a stealth roll from Elith, from Amnata, and from Bull to see how we do. And I believe you get a +10 bonus for Pass Without Trace, right?
You do.
I almost went back to my scouting days and said, leave no trace.
And we want a which roll?
Stealth.
Stealth.
Get +10.
So that's Bull got a 20 on the roll, so that's a 30.
I also got a 20 on the roll. So.
I got a 25 total. I got a 4 on the roll.
Okay, and Ming already passed his bat-like stealthiness. Okay, so you've set the stage. You get a message in your head, Bull. It's the whispering tones of Commander Tonwall. We're in position. You may enter.
Before this all goes...
Blessings of Fortubo be upon you.
Scott, before this happens, is it possible for Ming in bat form to just fly? I want to stay outside of the firelight, but I want to do a bit of a flitter pass to get to see if I can identify if they're giants or trolls or what we're up against.
Very well. Yeah, you easily get there well before the party. They're trying to go slow. They're trying to be stealthy. You're flying at a rate of 40 feet. Yeah, so roll an investigation.
All right. I'm going to go
Since
ahead
that's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah, if possible, I'm going to go ahead and use an advantage from that we got from the chat.
Yep.
On this one, just to make it work. Oh, I did natural 20 and a natural 20 and a natural 1.
Oh, wow. Talk
so
about the fates.
Yeah, 21 total.
Okay. Yeah. So you're able to kind of, flit about. And I mean, you can even use, because bats don't see very well, so I'm assuming you're kind of using your sonar, which is not an uncommon, little chirping and tweaking and twittering that bats make. This countryside is loaded with them. Pine forest, are you kidding? So you're able to determine there are 4 large individuals, and by large, again, 16 to 18 feet. As you look around, one has 2 heads and 3 arms. Another has 3 heads and 4 arms. Those two are crouched over something on the ground, another large form, but not nearly as large. Looks to be a prone humanoid shaped form. Might even be somehow shackled to a tree by one of its legs, but it's not moving. And the two individuals are they appear to be kind of squibbling and squabbling. I guess you could probably hear them. What languages do you speak?
Buckloonish, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, Halfling, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay, well, they're not speaking Bacloonish, but in Giant, you hear them arguing back and forth. I say we eat them. No, no, look at those arms. We can use them to, and they're arguing over apparently what to do with this other individual who appears to be a smaller troll of different genus. These are again greenish gray, like a lot of trolls, but these things are hideous. They appear to be somewhat rotted. A couple of them have like faces in their abdomen, spines and fleshy bits poking off here and there, long, long claws on their feet and on all of their hands, loincloths. Some of them have like trinkets, like maybe human-sized skulls as a necklace. They all have, pointy ears like trolls do and the bulbous nose, greenish. But these guys are very, very lean and, muscular, sinewy. They are mammoth, but they are absolute aberrations. You've never seen creatures like this. Yeah,
It's music to
they're
my ears. I'm ready.
bizarre. The other two are standing over the fire, none too close, which is interesting. But they seem to be kind of cooking this meat, and there's other like slabs and chunks and bits of humanoid that have been rent apart and torn, and they have one has 2 arms and a head, and the other has 3 heads and 3 arms. There are four arms laying in a pile off to the side. They look to be large enough to have been off of the bodies that have been torn apart and are in the process of being cooked. You recognize from your travels and your expertise that the decedents, the things that are being cooked and the one that's being argued over, those are definitely trolls. The individuals, you're just not sure what the hell you're looking at. There's some kind of aberration. They're huge. They're very scary. And they're arguing in Giant over what to do about this individual they have shackled to a tree, and like an iron shackle chain, and it looks like the end of the chain has been spiked, like with a piton into the tree. There's a couple of sacks, and that's what you see.
Okay. I will continue my flyby and then drop into the forest, just on the edge of the firelight. I will polymorph back into my natural state, and I will hide there until I see my Goliath companion get their distraction.
Okay. Goliath companion, how did you do on your stealth roll?
30.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, so you're just outside the firelight. You could see these 4 individuals. You recognize right away what these are. I'll send you a message in Discord.
Secrets.
Yeah, which probably doesn't make you feel too good. You can hear 2 of them arguing over what appears to be in the shadows a dead troll chained to a tree. And if you look closely, you can see that it appears to be the other 2 might be roasting parts of a couple of other trolls. There is a pile of troll arms that have been like pulled off at the shoulder, bits of sinew and tendon and ligament and bone protruding out from where the shoulder would have been. Pictured like pulled apart like chicken wings.
What's Scott? Just one question. With the
Yeah.
dragon's breath, when can I use that?
As an action.
Okay, so
Yep, it's an action.
It's an action. Okay.
Yep.
And because I'm coming in stealthy, do I have an ability to do something before they see me?
Yeah, so you're at the edge of the firelight. You'd probably these things are perceptive creatures. Your good fortune has it that the two are occupied across the way, kind of over by your party members on that side. They're arguing over the troll, and the party members can hear this as well. I know, Carl, you mentioned you speak giant. You hear Commander Tonwall like disgusting, kind of whisper in your ear. I'm not a Illith. What languages do you speak?
Common and Orc.
Okay, yeah. So you just hear this sort of Vikingish sounding Germanic sort of, but guttural and more uncouth than what you might ordinarily expect from that dialect.
Okay. So at this point, and distance between Bull and the trolls, as well as kind of the grouping of the trolls, how close
Sure.
together are the trolls?
Yeah, the trolls that are closest to you are probably 20, 25 feet away,
Okay.
and they're together at the fire.
Okay, so they're all like a 25-foot.
And then the other ones are beyond the fire by another 15, 20 feet.
Okay.
You notice none of these creatures are right. Like the two individuals cooking are not getting super close to the fire. Like they're able to tend to the roasting process with some contraption of metal that's been rigged up where they don't have to get real close to the fire in order to tend to the meat. And they're engrossed in that. They're probably 20, 25 feet from you as you're just on the edge of this clearing where they've set up camp.
All right. So Bull knows because he gets the whisper that the group is ready to be able to actually, they're all in position. So Bull basically, just as he's stepping into the kind of area of right before he steps into the area, but then he'll step into it, he will say, he'll go in giant, he'll go, "Ugly creatures, what are you cooking tonight?" And then at the same time, he will cast Wall of Fire. And
Okay.
the Wall of Fire is going to be a 20-foot radius wall. And he's going to cast it so that the ones that are at the fire that are huddled over it, they're basically directly inside the wall. That
You're going to
meaning
cast Wall of Fire on them, upon them.
on them, but it's a circle. And so what he's going to try to do is then have the circle of the wall depending on where the other trolls are, so that the other trolls are actually inside the circle of it, if that makes sense.
Okay, let's see here.
And I don't know geographically if that's going to work with regards to
So it's a 20-foot diameter circle. So you're not going to be able to get the other. Oh, wait. 60-foot long. Yeah, so 20 feet diameter if you make it a ringed wall. So
I
you
guess
could get either group of giants, but you couldn't capture all four of them inside the ring.
So can I get one of them like totally like in the wall and inside the like directly in the wall, and then get the other ones like physically like within the wall itself, but then the others inside the circle of it? Or is it too far? Are the other ones
Yeah, they're too far apart because when you make it a ring,
Yeah.
it's only 20 feet across.
Okay. So then
And everybody's staying, the far guys are 20, 25 feet away from the fire, and your guys are on your side of the fire.
Like my team?
Your two individuals. Your team is clear on the backside over by the fire trolls. Yeah.
So then what he's going to do is that he'll just make a wall, and the wall will be such that he puts the wall so that it's right where the guys that are huddled over the fire, they're like inside the wall. But then the other two guys are on the opposite side of the wall, where my guys are on the other side. But
you got two by the fire, and then two, and by the fire I mean on your side of this large cooking fire.
Yep, totally.
Okay, so you can circle those guys
in
a ring of fire. Is that what you're doing?
No, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a wall
and drop it right on them.
Drop it right on them.
Okay.
And the other two guys, trolls, are going to be behind the wall. But behind the wall also is my whole team.
Right.
Because they're
beyond them. Yep. I just was having trouble understanding the use of the word in.
Yeah. No, I know.
I got you. So, okay. So this wall of fire as the two individuals closest to the cooking fire stand and turn, surprised to be greeted. Troll. Who wants to know? And so I'm going to give the rest of the party their chance to do a thing from the shadows, and then we'll roll initiative. So we'll start with Ming. You're resting off to the side. You see this happening?
Yep. I am going to mutter under my breath, "These abominations shall be destroyed in the name of Zanye." And I'm going to invoke my divine, my channel divinity, which is Vow of Enmity, upon the biggest one that's close to me, that I can get to.
What does that do?
Basically, what that does is Vow of Enmity. Where are you?
Sounds pretty brutal.
It's pretty badass. Basically, what happens is I do that as a bonus action, and where is it? There it is. I gain advantage on attack rolls on that creature for 1 minute.
Nice.
Yep. So I'm going to do that as a bonus action. I'm going to, and then I'm going to stealthily race forward, and I am going to frickin' stab this guy with my scimitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you still cloaked as a bat? No, you changed
No,
back, didn't you?
Nope. I'm back into Ming form. Yep. Half elf.
So which dude are you going to stab? One of the arguing guys? I'm assuming you're not running into the wall of fire.
No. It's one of the guys that's on my side of the wall.
Yep.
And whichever one is the big, like the biggest one that I can get to.
Yeah, they're all equally horrific.
All right. So
there is
any
one.
Of them.
There is one with 3 heads and 4
That's
arms.
the one. Yeah, that's the one.
That's arguing. So you're gonna flash in there and go stabby stab with your scimitar. Okay.
Yeah.
So you cast as a bonus action Vow of Enmity.
Yep.
You made your oath to. I'm sorry. John Wayne.
John Wayne.
John Wayne. Yep.
Oh, Bill
The
Graham.
Ring of Fire. Yeah.
Zanye.
Yep.
I'll get there.
That's all right.
Kanye.
Kanye West.
Kanye.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and roll your attack as you all see Ming flash in.
All right. With advantage, that is a 23 to hit.
Okay. Again, this guy's got a couple of mouths on his abdomen above his loincloth. He's got no armor, just hide. Just nasty. And he towers over you.
And that hits, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So this is kind of cool because I am multi-class paladin rogue. I do get assassinate as part because this creature has not taken an attack action in this combat. So that means it's an automatic critical.
Okay. That seems decent.
What
sort of weapon is this? A scimitar?
This is a very special scimitar that, it's a magical scimitar. It's
magical. Okay, I was going to say, by special, do you mean magical? Okay.
Yep, magical for sure. So he's, how do we do crits again? It's been so long.
Full damage and roll. Oh, no, roll the damage dice twice. I'm sorry. Roll the damage dice twice. Add all your mods. Yep.
So I've got my damage from my scimitar. I've got my my Vow of Enmity, and I've got my sneak attack. So I'm rolling 3d6 and a d8 twice.
Oh, yeah, because you're attacking with advantage because Vow of Enmity. Damn,
yep.
That's nasty. Nice.
All right, so that's 5, 6, 7, 13. Oh, that's pretty good. 23, 31, 35 points of damage.
Okay, so 35 slashing damage.
Yep.
Okay. So as you do that, don't you love it when the DM says "as you" and then something happens?
Uh-huh.
It's my cool dice tower. Rolled a 16 on the D20. An arm falls off.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So an arm just fell off.
Okay.
You severed an arm off of the troll, so it's now got 3 heads and 3 arms. But there's an arm kind of flailing around on the ground.
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm gonna use my second attack on this guy, right? Why wouldn't I?
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't.
You got it. You might as well.
Take your full action,
right?
my dude.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna have advantage again.
First combat with the new characters.
I know. That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, man.
Let me just think here. Does this? I want to just see if this assassinate continues to work or if it's just once. I think it might just
And
be
again,
once.
this scene, the fire radius is, maybe 50 feet from center around the glow and so forth, the opening, but there's this roaring 60-foot wall of fire that's immolating the giants. I'm gonna need you, or the giants,
Oof.
the creatures that are in there. And Bob, I'm gonna need you to give me some fire damage on that.
This is another critical hit because of assassinate. You have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet, and any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so let's see. I'm still working this out. So I get that. So that's 5. That's 11. Plus 9 is 20. So that's 20 points of damage. But you know what? Just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to pump a Divine Smite into this guy. And I'll do a... This is crazy. So what did I say, 20?
Yep.
I'm going to go with a second level Divine Smite. So that's an additional... This is nuts, guys. Bear with me here. I'm trying to figure this out.
You're good, man. You're good.
Save
New
some for the
characters.
rest of us, Dave.
That's
There'll be plenty.
2 more D8. So another 8 points. So a total of 28.
Okay.
Wow.
So 35 and 28 is 60.
Holy crap.
Nice. High level character play.
Uh-huh.
Pretty cool, right?
It is.
Is it dead?
No.
No. Not even close.
Does Dave
Not even
level
close.
up?
I'm already a high enough level. I'm having a hard enough time managing all these abilities.
Is that everything for your actiony thing?
Bonus action, 2 attacks. I'm good, man. I'm
right.
there.
Okay, let's go to Amnata. And again, this is all pre-initiative because you guys got the jump.
So the wall of fire is between us and the two at the
So if you
campfire,
picture the
right?
fire as the center of the clock,
Yep.
the 2 individuals who are now immersed in a wall of fire are on the other side of the fire from you.
Okay.
The campfire, the cooking fire.
Okay.
So there's 2 guys arguing over a dead troll, and then 25 feet or so away is a big cooking fire. And then beyond that are 2 dudes who are all of a sudden standing in a wall of fire. So they're far, far away from you.
Okay, so we're approaching...
They're a good 40 feet from you, 35, 40 feet.
Okay, so we're still approaching the ones that are at the campfire.
No,
No,
the 2 who are arguing.
That.
Remember, you went around to the back.
The arguing, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Well then, so this wall of fire bursts into appearance, and not just on the fly. He's 11 level. He can do this. He instead of casting this out of the cooking fire, he will cast it out of the wall of fire. I'm going to do a 5th level summon elemental. I'm going to summon a fire elemental. Just come bursting out of that wall of fire. And
y'all are banking on the fact you think these are trolls. That's good. I like it. Double, triple down.
You betcha.
All in.
You betcha. And so this fiery, vaguely, humanoid form.
Okay.
Out.
So does he act with your initiative?
He does.
Okay. Very good. So you've summoned this rather large, flaming humanoid guy thing.
Yep.
Okay.
I did indeed.
Hell yeah.
We'll have them go on your initiative when we get to that point. Anything else?
Okay.
That was your thing?
That was my thing.
All right. So Elith, your kind of pre-initiative action will include which?
So I am. So there's 2 that are. We're facing the 2 that are arguing. They're on our side of
Correct.
the
They're
wall.
on your side of the glade, if you will.
And Ming hit 1.
He did. He ran in and stabbed one twice, slashed at its legs with his scimitar, slicing off an arm, mind you, that's now flailing at Ming's feet.
So I am going to also stealthily rush in to the one that he hit.
Okay.
And I am going to cast a spell.
Are you?
I am.
You're gonna cast
and
like linguistics or something at it?
he has. I want to know what they're saying, and I don't speak giant. I know. So in one hand he has a dagger, in the other hand he has he looks like he's taken his little pocket watch thing out of his pocket and is holding his watch. And as he casts his spell, he manipulates the hands on the little timepiece, and flames, greenish flames, come around the dagger, and he attacks said giant with the dagger.
Green flame blade?
Maybe.
Maybe. I hear dice.
And I also have assassinate, so I also get advantage because it hasn't moved, gone. And I got, let's see.
So what y'all are saying is surprise is a thing that works well for this group.
Surprise is a good thing.
Yeah. And you're all good at surprising. That's good. That's good.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So I got a 27.
That will just barely hit.
Okay.
I mean,
Tell me again how I wasn't listening.
so the guy
too
you're
well.
attacking, he's got
Yeah.
3 heads,
Yeah.
3 arms. There's mouths and faces that look to be like grafted on various parts of its torso. And it's got these long, just razor sharp looking nasty claws. And it's howling because it's had an arm severed off. It had 4 arms. Now it has 3.
So it's max damage, right? Max damage, and then I.
Oh, it turns it into a
damage
crit.
dice.
Yeah, which is roll the damage dice twice. Add your mods.
Roll the damage dice twice. Okay, so it's different.
Yeah, we're doing crits a little different now.
Okay, roll the damage dice twice.
Yep.
Okay, that makes it harder, actually, I think. That makes me have to do more math. So 2d8, 1d4. 1d4, that's first green flame blade, that's that. So that
Music.
is 11, 3, 14. Hang on.
It's from our friends at Tabletop Audio.
19.
Thank you, friends at Tabletop Audio.
That's 19. That's so that's 39.
39?
Yeah.
Okay. 39.
And it's magic. It's a magic dagger, and that's fire damage.
Ooh,
some of
okay.
that's
That
fire
matters,
damage.
yeah. 39.
And then the flame, once it hits the dude,
Yeah.
it leaps out and it goes to the dude next to him.
It does.
It does.
How does it do that?
It's magic.
So the other dude next to him is going to take some fire damage.
Right. Well, let me make sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Because he's right next to him, right?
Yeah, they're standing there arguing over this
He has to be
prone,
within.
shackled troll.
He has to be within 5. Let's see, a different creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it.
So
he's-
Ming could actually have gotten the flame.
He could have.
But
Actually,
the other individual though is like 5.6 feet away. So damn tough luck.
Wait, I forgot my sneak attack damage on the first guy.
But wait, there's more. Okay.
No, it didn't see mine. Is it 2d6? I think it is. Sorry, there's so much to keep track of.
Welcome to playing higher level characters.
I know. So that's another 14 on that dude.
Okay. All right. Very
And
good.
then
And then some fire damage on
Yeah.
other dude.
Right. And that is 11 fire damage on him.
Okay.
So that's my action.
Well, okay.
I
Sure.
think, yeah. So I think for my bonus action, how far away did I come to get them? I'm trying to think.
You had to
how
run
much-
about 15 feet. They're kind of on the edge of the ring, more closer to the darkness than the fire. So you guys were much closer to these than Bull was to the two that he greeted so warmly.
Okay. So I think. Let's see. What am I going to do for my bonus action? What am I going to do? Where is my bonus action?
Right there by bonus action.
Yeah, I see it now. I see it now.
What's up, Lord
I am-
Bazumba?
I am going to. I don't need to disengage on this surprise round. You know what? I'm gonna stay where I am. I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay.
I'm done.
Great.
I'm done.
All right, so Bull, could we get your fire damage from Wall of Fire? Because I'm pretty sure that does damage, right?
Well, you need to make a dex save for the two guys.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
First dude rolls a 19 on the die. That's a 21. The other guy rolls an 18, so 21 and a 20.
Okay, so half damage there.
Okay.
Let me roll that. So 17, half of 17 is 8
8. Yep.
for each of them. And then depending on what they do, then wherever they land, they're going to continue to take damage if they're within 10 feet of the wall.
Well, you dropped it right on them, right?
Right. But
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on where they then go their next
Yeah.
movement or-
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that was your. Oh, wait a minute. We have Commander Tonwall is going to do a thing. There we go. Okay, so she's going to make a melee spell attack. And she's going to cast Shocking Grasp. So she's going to step into the circle, and her blue gauntlet will illuminate and crackle and pop with electrical energy. And she's going to grab the thing by the knee. Actually, probably by the calf. She's a gnome, and this thing's 18 feet high. And she's going to hit it with some Shocking Grasp action. And she rolls a 17 with a 15 AC. That's a hit. So she's going to do 3d8 plus an additional d10 because of the gauntlet of lightning damage. Ooh, that's a nice sound. 20. So she hits that thing for 20 lightning damage. And now I'm going to invite you all to roll initiative.
Hey, all right.
Woohoo.
The wolf stays back. If anybody's, just looking around and seeing what's going on, it appears to be just watching and keeping watch. Apparently, big, thickly furred, fluffy wolves aren't really big fans of getting close to fire, and everything is now burning. Okay, so let's roll the old initiative. 25 to 20.
Elith got a 21.
20 to 15.
I'm not. I got a 16.
15 to 10. 10 to 5.
Ming got a 7.
5 to 0.
Bull got 3.
Okay. So, I'm not a roll nature for me,
Sure. Nature, you say.
or intelligence, whichever is better.
Well-
You step into the light, and you're trying to discern like what these are, and these are quite familiar to you, but you've never seen, or have you?
We'll go with nature, because that's much better.
You're just
22.
okay. Yeah, you know what? I will send you a message.
Uh-oh. Crap. These are the rare fire-eating trolls. They gain hit points.
That'd be bad news.
So yeah,
We're fueling them.
yeah. Do you know what that is?
I've never heard of it, but it doesn't sound good.
Okay.
Sure.
Rest of let's see. How about Elith and Ming? Take your headsets off real quick. Boop. I'll wave at you when it's done. So Amnata and Bull, these are dire trolls. And the thing about dire trolls is they eat other trolls. And when they do so, they gain limbs and heads. And as you could tell by these things, there are mouths and faces protruding from all parts of these things. It looks like they've had additional limbs grafted on. A couple of them do, heads grafted on, and they can increase, their ability to attack and do damage by these heads and arms. So these are trolls who eat other trolls, and they're really big and they're really nasty, and they are just big and nasty. So that's what they are. Come on back, guys. Okay, so they know what these are. Elith, you are first to go. You're standing in melee with the two individuals who were previously arguing over this troll at your feet, who is either unconscious or deceased. You are unable to discern which the case may be. What do you do?
The troll at our feet, is he tied up, did you say?
He's one leg has been shackled
Yeah.
by an iron shackle and chain that has been staked to a large tree trunk by means of a piton driven into the tree trunk, and it is motionless at the feet of these two individuals who were, I mean, you don't know what they're saying, but they appear to be quarreling.
Yeah.
But
So
again, everything sounds like quarreling when it's spoken in giant, because it's got this kind of Viking
Austrian.
Germanic sort of percussive angry sound, even when they're telling each other they love each other.
So I am going to cast the same spell again. So the dagger flames again. And then he's going to swing at the one he swung at before.
Just a swinging.
And because it hasn't gone and taken its action yet, I get advantage on the attack. And I got a 25.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
So it's going to take. So it takes 15, 17, 23, 28 points of damage. Part of that's fire damage.
The same one you damaged before?
Yes.
28?
Yep. And then the flames leap out and attack the other dude.
Okay, for how much?
Sorry, hang on, 16. Jeez, I'm sorry. Too many things to click. For 20. I rolled max damage on that one.
Okay, so each of them have taken fire damage again this turn. That's delicious. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
And so he's going to use his bonus action now to disengage and go 30 feet back out of the fire, back the way he came.
Okay. Very good. And so you cannot be hit by an opportunity attack. Okay, so dude with 3 heads and 3 arms looks around, sees. I'm trying to. Amnada, did you step in, or did you do your stuff from the shadows yet?
That's a 90-foot range spell. I did not have to step into.
So
the light.
Ming, you're kind of standing there, and you realize you're like, "Damn it, I'm the only dude standing here." So stuff's about to get kind of real in your neighborhood, because this guy looks down at you after you sliced his leg to ribbons.
Fair.
Looks like he's, had a mind to maybe take a swipe at the at Elith, but Elith disengaged, and so he's unable to do so. So he is going to attempt to attack you. With 3 claws. That is a 29, 30, and 28. Do those hit?
Yeah.
And he's going to lean down and bite you also.
This was one of my
We're the
favorite
ones that get
characters.
With one of his heads.
Was
I
one of my
rolled
favorite
2
characters.
19s, a 17, and an 18. That's yay, dice tower thing. Okay, so let's resolve the bites first of all. God, this is fun. D8 plus 6. All right, get your pencil out.
Okay.
That is 9
Oh dear.
plus 11 is 20 plus 10 is 30
Dear.
piercing. Then some poison damage.
Oh dear.
And that's 11 and 8 is 19 poison. So 49 between piercing and poison. And then the bite is
I got a little
that's,
cocky. I got a little cocky.
8
Yep.
piercing and
Mhm.
10 poison.
All right, so 18 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure.
you just
I'm sure
got
everything will be fine.
Just shredded
Yep.
to bits by this big ass thing.
Start questioning it.
Don't be so
Yes,
happy
yeah,
about
you may
this,
begin the
Scott.
questioning now. What's
Why
that?
are you smiling so big? Why you're having
I
way
don't
too
know.
much?
I'm rolling all these
Yeah, stop it,
19s
Scott.
Yeah, stop having so much fun killing my favorite character.
and
Good thing
Also,
we have
there's
5
an
backup
arm-
characters.
Yeah.
an arm at your feet. You feel like
Oh.
fortunate now because not all the arms could attack you because you sliced one off. Unfortunately, it landed within 5 feet of you, and so it's going to attack you.
Oh shite.
And that's a 22.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
and
got
you're
a-
lucky because I
too
rolled
cocky.
claw damage all
Uh-huh.
wrong.
Oh yeah.
Could have been a lot worse actually. So it is 4, 5, 11
Uh-huh.
plus 11 piercing plus 11
Okay.
poison. Excuse me, 1 poison. So 12 more.
Okay.
As you get just absolutely decimated by this
Mm-hmm.
creature and its flailing arm. In the fire, one of these things attempts to exit the fire and rush toward Bull. How far in did you go, Bull?
Meaning into the area.
Into the fire area. Yeah, you went in and like asked them what they're
I'm
cooking.
basically just like at the periphery of the whole
Okay,
thing. 'Cause
great.
just
So-
enough for me to yell and whatnot. But
With a
that's-
roar, I will be cooking you soon, Goliath, vermin. And he races towards you. And this dude has a head and 2 arms, so he's the least abnormal looking of the bunch. So he's gonna bite, and claw you. And that is a nat 20. Wow, Dice Tower, you are tremendous. And an 18 on the die, which is 29. So 31 and 29.
Wait, one was a nat 20.
Yeah, one was a nat 20.
How
so-
far is Bull away from me?
Probably 50 feet,
God,
45
sorry.
feet.
Sorry, brah.
Okay, so our bite is going to be
So wait,
Yeah.
so Scott, say that again. So you got a natural 20 and a what?
and the nat 20 ends up being a 31, but it's a nat 20, and then a 29 on the claw attack.
Okay.
So here comes the bite damage.
Can-
That is 20 plus poison for 10, so 30, and then the claw damage.
I guess my question is, can I use my portent
Oh yeah,
for that attack?
Yeah.
So okay, so that's while he's I guess doing this, just gotta pull it out so I can see. When you two rolled d20s, record the numbers rolled. You can sorry guys,
replace my roll with yours.
correct.
You were like, saw that coming.
Right. And so that would be I think I can replace one of them.
Okay.
That's correct. I think
So you're gonna replace the crit bite, I would assume.
yeah. So any attack roll, saving throw, or made by you or a creature can be seen. You can see with one of these you must choose to do so before the roll, and you can replace a roll on this. So I guess you already rolled, so I can't necessarily do that.
I will let you retcon it this time since we're all new and shiny with our new things and you're learning.
Okay.
Never let it sit. I'm not nice.
Okay. You must choose to do so before the roll and can replace a roll in this way only once
Okay.
per.
So you manage to portent and get ahead of that bite, and it misses. Snap.
Okay.
The fangs, the slobbery mouth just misses you. But the claw hits for 9 and 2 is 11 and 6 is 17
Okay.
plus 10 poison or D10 poison, and it's a 10. Man, I am rolling a fire. So 27 total, 17 piercing, 10 poison as that dude attacks you.
Okay.
The other individual that was over arguing with the other individual sees Elith
Oh.
head into the darkness and pursues you, seeing that his companion apparently has this little dude pretty well in hand after he watched you, just claw and bite the crap out of you. So he's going to move. How you moved 30, right?
I did.
Yeah, so he's coming right at you. He moved 40, so he's there. And he's going to, let's see, he's got 2 bites and 3 claws.
Hey,
Or 2 heads, two
Scott,
heads and 3 arms, excuse me. Yes, sir.
do I still have a reaction, I think.
You do?
Okay, so while that's going on, I'll use my Stone's Endurance reaction to reduce the damage that he dealt by 1d12.
Okay. Yeah, roll that and
Or
subtract
one
it.
per- Okay, sorry about that. I'm again
Nope.
getting used
Again,
to
we're
it.
all getting used to this. You're cool, man.
Yeah.
And besides all that shit, we're just having fun. We're not trying to be too
Right.
efficient.
So I rolled a 1 on the d12, so that's one
Take that, you
d
damn divination.
that's 5 points.
I got
So
your portent right here.
okay, no problem. We're cool.
Okay. So he's going to hit you with a bite, Elith, and 3 claw attacks. So here comes the bite. That is a 16, 27.
That hits.
Is that pretty good?
Yeah.
Here come the claws. That is a 31 and a 13.
The 13 misses. The 31, is that a crit?
No, it's a 19 on the die.
And what did he hit me with? Are there still more?
Actually, it's a 30. Sorry. Claw.
Are there more attacks coming?
That's it.
Okay. So I am going to.
So the bite hits and a claw hits.
A bite hits and a claw hits. I am going to move the hands on my timepiece, and I am going to make him roll that bite again. And as I move the timepiece hands back, the creature seems to like step back, like move a little backwards a little bit, and then he moves forward and attacks again.
Okay. 14 on the die for a 25.
That hits.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, did you set your timepiece back an hour?
Okay, bite
Yeah.
damage. Bite damage is 8 piercing. And you also suffer poison damage. Ooh, another 10. My gravy. 10, so 18. And then the claw. Oops. That is 9 plus 6 is what? 15 slashing.
Okay.
Okay.
So it was 15, and I'm sorry, what was the other one? 18?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to think about that in a minute.
How many scrolls of Raised Dead do we have?
Well,
Totally.
I have 30.
Guys,
This is fine.
not to
Everything is
worry.
fine.
I can't raise dead, but I can reanimate everyone here. So
Everything's fine. This is totally fine.
he might be a little different, but he'll be fine.
Okay, that was
And
number
there's
2,
enough of you
number
left
3, number 1. It is Amnada's turn.
Okay. Well, I had a thing I was gonna do, but now, so I just saw Ming get nearly pancaked. Did I see?
He got shredded pretty good, man.
He
like
got shredded
beef.
pretty good.
That's the
does.
understatement of the year. That was 79 points of damage, bro.
Yes.
And I didn't even roll it right.
And how pretty is Elith looking? Oh wait, he's not the pretty boy.
He's not looking great. He's looking well, I mean, he's not as
Less
bad
than
as
great?
not as bad as Ming. Ming's in pretty bad shape.
Okay.
I'm twice as good as Ming, maybe.
Okay. Well, I was gonna do a thing, but
Maybe
seeing
not
Ming get just I will go "Ugh," and I will point my hands at him, and from just let me make sure. Yeah. This wave of I just focus this wave of energy at you. And you regain 70 hit points as I cast heal.
Wow, thank you.
I'm sorry, you have my full attention. What just happened?
I just cast my 6th level spell heal.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
just gave
baby.
him 70 hit points back.
Wow.
And if you had any, you don't have any, you weren't diseased or anything, were you?
Oh, no.
You're
No,
just,
just-
now yeah.
just almost dead.
You guys are about to sleep in the same patch of ground, and now you're asking if he's diseased.
All right. Whew. And then I'll just kind of sit there like, whew.
I'll just give you a thumbs up.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're all shiny and new again.
Yeah, I'm back
And
in it.
then since that kind of took my action, I still have my little friendly fire elemental dude who burst out of Bull's wall of fire, and he's going to take 2 attacks at the closest one of these uglies.
One of them ran off toward Elith. The other one is they're probably equidistant from you, so you have your choice.
One of them happened to be one of them was one of them the one that were just pounding on Ming?
Yeah.
Okay. Both of them or just one of them?
Well, one of them ran off after Elith. I'm not sure
Okay.
what your question is, honestly.
Oh, so there's one still near Ming, in other words.
Yeah. Yep.
Just,
one stayed with Ming and clawed him up, and the other one ran after.
Oh, he's about to get a World of Burning perk here, I hope. I get 2 attacks.
Yeah. And anybody paying attention, you notice some of their burns have healed.
I'm sorry, it sounded like you said their burns healed.
Some of them.
Okay, well, that first one's a 28 to hit.
Is that a problem? You seem
I'm sure it's fine.
For us,
I'm
it
sure
is. It's a big
28's
problem
a
for
hit.
us.
Yeah, 28's
28's a hit.
though.
What about
Yeah.
an 18?
Also a hit. Yeah. Yeah, they're not that hard to hit. They're a little tough to kill, perhaps.
A little bit, apparently. Okay, so first one gets. Ooh, that's a nice max. So that's 19 fire damage and 18 fire damage. That's my little friendly fire.
Okay, yeah,
elemental
dude's
just
looking rough,
starts
man.
Renders
looking
into
rough.
him.
But he's still up. Oh, fire damage. Okay. Yep.
Fire damage.
Yep.
Yep,
He's still
yep.
up. That's fine.
Oh, darn. The way you said that, I thought.
Yep. No, you're good.
And I don't. No, I don't. I think. Do I have any bonus actions?
He's looking rough, man.
He's looking rough.
Actually, and I looked at that incorrectly. He's actually. Why don't you go ahead and describe for me what he's looking like?
He's looking like he's just got 2 great, like something clawed him, but it's just left these burns, like streaks.
But it's like claws of fire. Wow. So
claws
what
of
was
fire.
that? What was that?
That was a fire elemental that I summoned out of the wall.
Oh,
of fire.
oh. So he would have had to move over there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
I got you. I think I missed the part about the elemental. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Right. So
that worked,
he
right?
is down. He's
Okay.
down.
He's
Gone.
down?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
He's down.
Which one went down? Just for
The
clarification.
one that was hacking you to bits.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, he goes down like right next to you in a heap of severed, burning,
I
stinking,
love it.
dire troll flesh.
Dire troll. By the way,
Yeah.
guys, these are dire trolls.
And like the faces on it are all in anguish and they're mouthing like they're saying things, looking at you. The eyes are staring at you as it lays there,
Okay.
kind of flopping and twitching. Yeah, it's
Flopping and
it's yeah, the
Twitching,
stuff of
and
nightmares.
hopefully not regenerating.
Scaly, lizardy, slimy, trolly,
So that's all I've got.
and it's got 3 heads looking at you. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna watch the life.
So that was
suck out
Amnata.
Dim and
Ming,
all
you're
3
up.
heads.
This guy just dropped in front of you.
All right. Anybody else near me?
Just probably the closest person is Amnata, and a fire elemental is now. It's toasty where you're at.
I look at the fire
there's-
elemental for a minute, thinking that I'm going to have to fight it. But then I look quickly over at Imnata. And then I'm looking for any more of these trolls. Did I see any of
So
them
there's
running?
one on Bull,
Okay.
who's probably 40 feet or so, give or take. You'd have to run through a wall of fire or around it, which would add lots of feet, because it's a
Mhm.
60-foot strip of fire across the one side of the glade there.
Did I see the one that raced off chasing
Yeah.
Elith? All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn and run in that direction. See if I can't
Yeah,
catch up.
you can get there because Elith only was able to run 30 feet away, and Elith was right there in melee with you, so you're able to get to the other dire troll that is now attacking Elith, and they're
And
15, 20 feet
Scott,
outside the light of the fire. Yes.
does Ming's wings allow him to fly up still, or
Well,
no?
he's back in Ming form.
Oh,
Yep.
got it.
Yep.
Because the firewall has a top to it, so that you can get over it.
I could.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
it's 20
have
feet
to
high or
turn into
something.
a bat to fly. I could just grab the wings and fly. But Ming is also making some calculations in his head that the Goliath has
Yeah,
this,
no
you
problem.
know, and
I just wanted to make sure that you knew that there's
this,
the
yeah, the
wall is
stupid
can only
human
go
is
so
going to get
high.
his ass kicked
Yeah.
if he doesn't intervene.
I hear it. No, it's all good.
No, I'm not talking. Don't worry
Goliath
about
can
it.
take care of himself.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking. So Ming. I'm gonna race after this one. I'm gonna catch up with it as I'm chasing. I'm going to, as a bonus action, cast a spell called, where is it? Wrathful Smite.
I'm sure that's pleasant.
Is that the run? No, Branding Smite. Sorry, I'm gonna cast
Angry
Branding
Paladin.
Smite. Yep. So he's gonna come up. His blade, you can see this blade gleams with his astral radiance, his scimitar, as he jumps in the air and comes down on the back of this creature.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use one of my advantages from the chat. Thank you, chat.
Okay. And you do have proximity to an ally within 5 feet of your target, so you'll be able
Oh,
to use your
perfect.
sneak attack.
Thank you.
If you, I mean, you don't have to, but
I don't have to. Okay.
if you want the additional dice,
That is a total of
yours.
22 to hit.
yeah.
Okay, and I will use the sneak attack damage on this first attack. So I've got my attack dice. I've got my my wrathful smite, which is, why do I keep losing it? Branding smite, sorry, which is 2 more d6, and then I've got I'm gonna pump a divine smite in there at first level. So that's another one of those. Okay, dice pool. Here we go. I haven't played a rogue in a long time. This is fun.
Rogue life, man.
That's
Hashtag
pretty
rogue
good.
life.
That's,
It's good.
10,
And they deal some
13,
damage.
16.
Yeah, they deal some
24.
damage.
29 points of damage. Plus, did I say 24? So a total of 30. Sorry, 30 points of damage on the first attack.
Yep.
And I'm going to make a second attack. I will use my last advantage from the chat. Thank you guys. Appreciate this. This is maybe going to help us survive. That is going to be a 24 to hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to get branding. I'm going to get my attack. And I'm going to pump another divine smite. I think that's it, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I'm probably screwing something up, but I'm doing my best.
We're all
10,
getting accustomed to this
16,
new
19,
world we're living in here, 11th level.
21 additional points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking a little rough. Maybe
And
halfway,
then-
bloodied if we were playing 4E, but we're not, so, it's hard to tell.
And then I'm going to use I used my bonus action already. All right, I think that's it. Yep.
Okay. Very good.
Ming just
Um,
got another advantage back.
The one who,
Thank
nice,
you.
Lando. Very
Thanks,
nice.
Lando.
The one who remains in the wall of fire comes racing out toward Bull. And he's going to attack. He's got, let's see, this is dude number 1. No, dude number 4. He's got 3 heads and 3 arms. So he's going to attempt to bite 3 times, and he's going to try to claw you 3 times. That sounds lovely. So here come the bites, Bull. That is a 21, a 23, and a 15.
Come on, Bull.
He will. Can I still cast shield or no?
You spent your reaction.
Yeah, so no. So
Using your
um,
portent, I
yeah,
think, or
I'm
something.
20
What's
let
your
me
AC?
yeah, 22.
Okay. So 2 hit, right?
No, I think
No, 1 hit.
one hit.
1 hit. Okay. So here comes damage. Um, whoops. Sorry. I'm looking at the wrong window. D8 plus 6 is 9. And then D10 poison. 10. Man, I keep rolling 10s on those D10s. So 19. And then here come the 3 claws. So I have a 29 and the other 2 missed. So claw damage is 9 clawing, which is slashy slash.
Right.
Okay. And that is his go. That brings us to Bull. It's your turn. You've got 2 of these hulking dire trolls, both of which have healed some of their. They took 8 fire damage, and they did heal um some burns,
Yep,
but not as much as maybe you'd suspect they would.
no problem. So Bull is going to use his staff of power, and he is going to cast hold monster on one of them.
Okay.
He's going to use his other portent so that you will fail your wisdom throw.
Amba.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's held. One of them is held.
Okay.
And then
Would you like it to be the 3-headed, 3-armed one, or the 1-headed, 2-armed one?
three-headed, three-armed one gets held.
Okay. That seems fair.
Then I can use an action surge.
Can I ask you a question about that hold monster? Do
Yep.
they get to save at the end of their turn every turn?
Choose
Or
monster. The target must succeed on a wisdom save throw or be paralyzed for the duration. The spell has no effect on undead. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make another wisdom save.
so the end of its next turn.
You got it. Exactly. And then he's going to use his action surge, which let's see. I can get my second. Or sorry, is it bonus? So it's a second win. Sorry, second win. Once per
Okay,
shift.
so you get an additional action this turn.
Right. And he's going to use his staff of power and cast hold monster on the second one.
But I
Can
get
I
a
do
save
that?
this time,
Now,
right?
wait, I guess my question is, can I do that because they're concentrations?
Oh no, you can only maintain 1 concentration. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Good question.
Even if it's coming from the staff of power.
Yeah, because
Okay.
concentration's a singular. You can't dual concentrate unless there's probably a feat or something that
Okay. Yeah,
stare
that was
down or something they call it.
no problem. So what he'll do is the other one, he's gonna use his giant slayer hand axe to
Oh,
attempt
perfect.
to hit. And
As it turns out, these are giant kind.
right. So and then I'm gonna use my precision attack that I can expend 1 superiority dice to add to my roll. And then I'm also gonna roll with advantage and use one of my advantages during my roll. So I will roll.
All right, let's have it.
So that is 27
Oh yeah.
plus. That hits.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they're 15
then-
AC. They just have
No
skin.
problem. So that's 8 points, but because it's giant, I get another 2d6 damage. So 8 plus another 4. And then the big deal is that you got to make a DC 15 strength saving throw. And
Did you say there was damage in there?
uh, yeah, so 8 plus 4 is 12 damage on
Okay.
him.
Sorry, I missed that.
And then on that saving throw, I'm just seeing if I can do anything to make your life miserable.
I mean, you've done pretty nice with that, Bob. If we're being honest.
Whenever you make it,
Divinity
hold
mage
on.
guy.
You can choose which die you can choose spend luck points. No, that's not luck won't actually work on that, I don't think, to try to get you so that yeah, I think you're just gonna
Yeah, it's
roll.
not unluck.
Yeah. So I think it's just a 15
save?
strength save.
Okay, that's a 19 on the die plus 6.
Okay,
That's probably good enough, right? 25.
that is good enough.
So I'm not knocked to the ground.
You are not.
Okay. Puny Goliath vermin, he says in giant. So that was an attack, right?
Yep.
And do you get 2 attacks per round, like per action?
No.
Oh, you're not a fighter, are you? You're
I
a
am fighter.
wizard.
I'm level 3 fighter.
Wah, wah, wah. But you cast or you used second wind, which means you get another action.
Well, my second
was-
one, but that was
that was your second because the first one was the staff of power on the other dude. That's right.
it's
so many
hard when you're
things.
fighting 2 trolls by yourself.
Oh, now we're gonna whine? Is that what we're doing here? It is hard. It's meant to be hard. I hope you're nervous. All right. So that was your turn.
Yeah.
Commander Harvash Tunwall steps into the glade. Seeing you fending for yourself, she raises a gauntleted hand. And let me see here. Just want to check this. Oh, Scott, please type worse. There it is. Yeah, so she's going to cast Firebolt. So a mote of fire into the back of the person you just hit with your axe. So let's see if she can hit. Plus 9, 21, that hits. And she's casting this as an 11th level caster. Because, yeah. So that's 3d10, which is tremendous. So that's 10 damage, fire damage. And that dude is taking fire damage. So a firebolt screams across the glade and right between the shoulder blades bursts upon its back. And we're back to the top. Elith, excuse me.
Yeah,
You have a dire troll up in your grill that just attacked you. And you also have Ming beside you. And you're 15 feet outside the glade, so you're kind of in the shadows there with this.
Hey, so Dave, how do you read the assassinate? Does that only work once for me, or do I get it every round?
No, I think it's just one time.
It's just one time.
Once per encounter,
yep. Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody's made their attack.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted
Nice try, pal.
Desperate because I'm
Damn attorneys. Always
all
trying
right.
to work something.
What are we gonna do here? I think he'll do the same thing. He casts his spell again. The flames come out, and he's gonna take a stabby stab.
Okay.
At the,
Yeah.
Dire troll.
Yeah. This guy's got some wounds and things, but
I got a 16.
yeah, that hits.
Oh, good.
So you're gonna do some fire damage
Yeah. Let's see.
and some stabby damage.
Would you get sneak attack as well? Because I'm there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ugh. It's kind of cool having 2 rogues teaming up on a bad
it's
guy.
not. It's not actually that cool.
20. He takes 23
love it.
points of damage.
Okay, roll me a d20.
Okay. That doesn't sound intimidating. A 1. My arm falls
A
off.
1. No, your arm does not fall off, but we are on the loathsome limbs table. Nothing happens this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So that's my action. For my bonus action, I'm going to disengage again. And I am going to head towards where I remember my good friend Yainata was. And I'm going to head 30 feet in his direction.
Okay, yeah. I'm not you stepped into the ring this time, right? Or are you just off the edge again? I can't
I'm
remember.
still
You're
just
shifty.
off the edge. I didn't
Okay.
have to.
It's your
step
fire
out in.
elemental that's in the ring. That's what
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta
right.
remember. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Very good. All right. Let's see. Dire Troll number 2 is down. Dire Troll number 3 is up. And that's the one that Bull just used the axe on, that just got hit by the firebolt, and it's going to attempt to bite you and then claw you. Here comes one bite.
This is
That is
Bull on
on
Bull.
Bull. That's a 15. That's a miss. And then here comes 2 claws. Claw. That is also a 15, and that is a dirty 20. Not enough, is it?
Nope.
Yeah, so it's unable to, pierce your hide. And that's dude number 3. That brings us to dude number 1, who is battling with Amnata and Ming, or excuse me, Elith and Ming. Elith fled the scene, leaving you standing there, Ming, proverbial holding the bag. That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
Sure did.
2 heads, 3 arms. Here comes a couple of bites coming your way. And let me check something.
You don't need to check anything.
He's going to spin around. He's going to do something different.
Oh.
He's going to spin around with these claws and everything. And he's going to use this thing called
bark.
Whirlwind of Claws.
What?
That's
each creature within 10 feet of the troll must make a DC 19 Dex save.
Oh no.
Thought you said DC 19.
Is that what is that? All right, look, I'm gonna use. Thank you, Lando. I'm gonna use advantage on this because this doesn't seem like good.
Okay, and he's going to roll 8 D10s.
Oh dear.
As he just turns into this giant food processor.
It's like Gensu knives.
Well, I
And
rolled a
he's
natural
using
1, so I'm glad I
Whirlwind of
used
Claws.
advantage. So I have an 18.
Yeah.
18 total.
Okay, so it's a DC 19.
God damn it! What the fudge?
Just want to point that out. So you're going to take 10, 16, 26, 34, 37, 44 points of slashing damage as this thing just spins.
Oh my God.
And you're just these claws just hooking through you.
Get ready with your questions.
Yeah. When does the interrogation begin? And that'll be his turn, and it is now Amnata's turn. So we have Amnata and a fire elemental to
Unreal.
deal with this part of the deal.
But by the way, Dave, you just got 2 more advantages.
How did that happen?
Thank you, Carnage.
Closer. Oh,
You're
hey,
gonna
hey,
need
hey.
Hey, stop it. Stop it. Okay, so the one troll is down. My fire elemental was just over it. I guess I've kind of been losing track of
Yeah, it killed it.
That killed it. So where is how close is the next?
They're about 40 feet from where just straight across. Make sure he watches out for the cooking fire and the wall of fire. We wouldn't want anything to happen to your elemental of fire. That would be bad. Wouldn't want him to get burned.
Oh yeah. They're highly susceptible to. No, they're not. They eat it up. All right. So, can I see Ming? Do I need to move?
Yeah, he's probably only about 15 feet from you because there's all this, combat
Okay.
and crashing and banging and things going on. The sounds
Crashing
of death.
and banging and all that.
Yeah.
So, I will.
And whirling and twirling.
How close? So there's one on him right now. How close is the next one?
They're both over with Bull across where you're
Across
about to
the way,
send
so
your
more than
fire
30
elemental.
feet.
Oh yeah.
Okay, then I will just do a second level. I'm going to cast blindness on the one attacking Ming.
Okay.
Con save 16.
Con save, you say?
Con save. Feel free to
Alright.
fail it.
I'll do my best.
That's
Rolled a
pretty good
9
stat.
plus 5 is 14. I did fail it.
He is blinded.
Okay. Condition blinded. Don't
Yes.
forget. Okay.
Oh,
And
I
it's
won't.
the one that's on Ming.
On Ming. because I just put you back together. I
Yep.
don't want to have to fix you again. And
Yep.
then my
It's a good investment.
my elemental. Ooh, what can he move? How far can he move? How far can he move? He can move. Where is it? Oh, 40 feet. So can my little fiery friend get to that dude
Sure.
next?
Which dude?
Well, how far away are the two on
About
Bull?
40 feet.
Well, what do you know? He's got a 40-foot movement. All right, he's gonna race up behind the one of those two and just start taking little fiery chunks out of him.
Okay, which one
With-
is he going to attack? There's one that's held.
Oh.
Does he regain motion, Bob, if he's damaged?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Let me look. Hold monster.
One appears to be just standing motionless, like paralyzed, and the other one is
Choose
not.
choose creature within the target must succeed wisdom save throw or be paralyzed for the duration. Spell
Okay.
has no effect on undead at the end of each turn or on a success spell ends. It has nothing to do with whether it gets damage or not.
Wow.
Great. Okay.
Oh, well, I'll still go for the one that's not held. So that one's a little slightly more of a threat to Bull right now. So I got a 26.
Yep.
And I got a dirty 20.
Both hit.
Both hit?
Yeah. 15
So-
AC.
Okay, then. So let's. First one is 13 fire damage. Second one is 10 fire damage. So 23 fire damage totals.
Okay. Noted.
And how far away am I from Bull?
Like same distance because he's in melee with those two
40
dudes.
feet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll stay where I'm at for now.
Okay.
Then I don't.
Very good. Anything else?
I can move closer if I need to. That's all I got.
Okay. So Ming, you're standing there. It's your turn, and you've got this giant dire troll in front of you that appears to all of a sudden be like having trouble seeing.
That
it's
is
easy enough
good
to
for
deduce
Ming.
that's what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. So I will attack with advantage because of the blind condition.
I believe that is correct. Yes. And all of his attack rolls
Okay.
have disadvantage.
So that will be a 21 to hit.
Yep.
I'm going to pump a second level divine smite into this guy
Okay.
using my last second level spell slot.
Nice.
And then plus that, and then I'm going to get my sneak attack damage. So here we go.
All right, roll it up, man.
Yeah. All right, so that is going to be 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 21 points of damage on the first attack.
Okay.
And I'll try again. Yeah, that's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yep.
And
that
that's
hits.
going to be a total of 9 more damage.
Woo. Okay. Looking rough. You open up all these slashes. You're scimitaaring?
Yes.
Yeah, roll a d20 for me.
Okay. 15?
15. Okay, one of its arms falls off.
Oh, sweet.
So it's down to 2 arms. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Hang on.
Bonus action dash
He's
dash.
been disarmed.
No, that's right. That's right. It's down to 2 arms and 2 heads.
I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage and try to put, with my movement, even though he's flailing about, I'm going to put myself about 12 to 15 feet away from him and behind a tree.
Okay. Very good.
That's my turn.
All right. That brings us to Dire Troll number 4, who is held. So at the end of his turn, make a wisdom save to see if he can get out of said heldness. That is a 16 plus 0. What was the DC on that, Bob?
I think it's 15. Let me double check though. It's 15.
Okay. So you see him like start to move again. But that's the end of his turn.
Mhm.
So it is your turn. So
Okay.
both trolls in front of you are able to flail about. They're both mobile.
Okay. So I am going to use my movement as I'm a depth at Goliath to be able to sidestep to line up both trolls right in a row. And then I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt using my Staff of Power at 5th level.
Nice.
So that's a Dex 15 save.
Okay. First one. That's a 3 plus 2 is 5. Nope. And a dirty 20. So one of them saved. I'm going to go 50-50 here on which one it is. High is the damaged one. Low is the undamaged one. And that is high. So the high guy saved. The low guy is going to take full damage.
All right. So it's 15 for the low and 31 for the high.
Okay.
And
So lightning crackles through both of them.
Yep. And
Nice.
that is that's going to be what I'm going to do.
Okay. Commander Tonwall. It is her turn. Now that you've moved, she raises her hand and a huge blast of fire centers itself kind of between the wall of fire and where the two dire trolls are that you just hit with lightning. Because I'm picturing you now off to the side in a straight line with them. So she casts Fireball. And she's going to cast it at 6th level.
Whoo! Yeah.
So that is 8 plus 9, 10, 11. 11d6. All right, okay, 11d6. As this huge blast of fire explodes, engulfing the two trolls and missing Bull. 37 points of fire damage to each. And they get a dex save to see if they take half. So 37. Remember that number for me. That's a fail. Oh, and a fail. So 37. Ouch. 60. Okay. So we got some sizzlings on the trolls as she unleashes this huge fireball. It is top of the order. Elith.
So I am going to the trolley thing that was on me.
That you ran away from screaming like a...
No, just disengage. That's tactical.
Oh, right. Right,
It's
totally.
It's not scared. It's tactical. It's still there and it's blind and it can't see. I'm going to cast another spell. I move the little dial thing on my clock and I start hurling bolts of fire at it. And I'm gonna hurl 3 of them.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah. Kind of wish it was acid, to be honest, but whatever. Someone led me to believe these were trolls. Wrongly. All right. So, well, they're kind of trolls. So the first
they're
one,
trolls.
the first one's a 27.
That's a hit.
The second one's a 16.
That's a hit.
And the third one went out of my thing. And the third one is an 18.
Yeah, those are all hits. DC or AC 15. Sorry.
So there's a take.
Fire everywhere! Lots of fire! All the fire.
Okay. So he takes 16 more fire damage.
Okay, looking really rough.
Okay. Well, that's good. I
Still
guess.
up.
Is this the one that's engaged with Ming?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm still 30 feet away. I'm gonna move 30 more feet away from it.
Okay. So you're 60 feet off into the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
And that's it.
Okay. Dire Troll number 3, the more damaged one that's with Bull. How far did you move when you moved away from being right in front of them?
You're talking to me, right?
No, I'm talking to Bull.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I
wasn't
mean,
clear.
I moved. I guess. I mean, how much do I move before I draw an opportunity attack?
Well, any motion, I whiffed on that, so we're not going to worry about
Okay.
that part. But any movement out of their square, basically out of their
Yeah.
immediate
So,
reach.
I mean, I moved basically max that I could away from them, which
Okay,
was
so 30 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to run towards you. And he's going to double move to get to you. Because we're playing sort of approximate distance, and I don't want to just fudge it and say, oh, he can get to you. So he's going to double move in a rage at you. He's the one that's furthest away from you. The other one's a little closer because you put him in a line.
Mhm.
So he is now toe to toe and breathing on you profusely. Dude number 1, who's blind, is going to attempt to attack Ming. And the way blindness works, I'm going to give you +2 to your AC for being behind a tree for like a partial cover piece. But he has disadvantage to attack you. So I'm gonna try to attack you. He's got a couple heads and a couple of claws. One of his arms had fallen off, it was severed by some guy with a scimitar. So here comes the first bite attack. That's a 15.
No.
Second bite attack is a 24.
Yeah. That lucky bastard.
14 piercing, 9 poison. Here comes claw number 1. Ooh, an 18 and a 20. So thankfully he's at disadvantage, so a 29, so that still hits.
Yeah.
And that's a claw. So that is 3d6.
Uh-oh.
Well, 12.
Okay. 12?
And then the final claw at disadvantage is a 17.
That will not hit.
Okay. So, yeah, so he's just lumbering in your direction when he feels, with his bite just totally misses, and then he feels with his claw and he tries to get you again. He does manage to get you once. And that's going to end his turn, and that was dude number 1. So that brings us to Amnata.
Okay, well, geez. I thought Ming had things under control over there. I've already put you back together once.
I mean, dire trolls and under control are probably not things that are
true. How's Bull looking?
In terms of healing,
Yeah.
Bull is I'm down half my hit points.
Okay.
Down 50.
If only we had a cleric.
I know.
or some delicious potions.
Yeah, well, got those. But anyway, so I was getting ready to do something, and then I look over and I see Ming starting to get to shred again. I'm like, ugh. And
You didn't ask about your best friend.
No, Bull's doing okay. I will. I will.
It did so.
I will cast at 4th level. I will cast Blight upon the blinded one. Because I have a lot of cool things, but they're all concentration spells, and I'm already doing that to keep my elemental up and running. So
right. So what is Blight gonna do to me here?
A wave of necromantic energy, because Circle of Spores, I get to dabble in necromancy. Just this, I guess, because of the Circle of Spores, it's more like the air kind of shimmers around this thing, as just like these airborne spores just start just encircling it and just sort of like sucking the vitality right out of it. Has to make a con 16 save.
Okay. On 16, you say?
Con 16, and I need a lot of dice.
Got an
Cool.
11, so I failed.
Cool. Jeez,
This is the dude that's on Ming.
Yes. All right, I got to roll a lot of dice.
Ming, you
here.
notices some of his burns are closing, healing.
Damn it.
Okay, so there's
Again, with your experience with trolls, not at the clip you would have hoped, because I think last turn Chris hit it with the green flame blade. Is that right?
I hit it with
Firebolts. Firebolts. Yeah.
yeah, the scorching rays or something.
Or scorching rays. Yeah. Something bad. Something fiery.
Something fiery.
39 points of necrotic damage. Just
So tell me, describe for me how it happens when you take this guy down.
basically whatever little flab or anything you may have had, he just suddenly starts to kind of shrivel up into like a husk like form and just drops
Yeah. So he drops in a heap
in a heap.
on the granite, hard scrabble,
Yes.
dusty ground.
And then my little fire elemental dude, he's going to keep playing with the one of the dire trolls attacking Bull.
There's one right on Bull, and the other one is probably 25, 30 feet
I'll go
away.
for the one right on Bull. That's the one right on Bull is one that was not moving, correct?
No, he's the one that ran to Bull.
He's oh well.
That's how he got
no,
right
I
on
don't
Bull.
care. I'm just going to attack him because why not? That's a 14.
Your fire dude moves what, 40?
40.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
14 is a miss.
Miss. Boogers. That's better. 23.
That's a hit.
That is 12 points of fire damage.
Okay.
One big fiery claw across the back.
Yeah. Very good. Anything else?
I can't do anything else unless you'll let me.
Nope.
Just have some extra attacks or.
Okay, Ming. I'm gonna keep her moving. What do you got, buddy? You got a dead dire troll at your feet who's been turned into a necrofied husk. It's tasty.
I'm going to use my action to lay on hands on myself. I'm going to lay some hands on myself so I can regain 40 hit points because I was down to 12.
Nice.
If you hadn't missed that, with that
this game.
yeah, you would have knocked me down with that last one
Yeah.
if you had hit me.
Getting a little tense in here.
Yep. Are there any still up that I can see?
There are two. One is on Bull, and the other one is about in a straight line, probably 30 feet from him, where
And
Bull
is-
used to be standing.
Is there
And
still a
they're
wall
clear
of fire?
across. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless Bull drops it, or when does that end?
1 minute.
Okay. Yeah, there's still a wall of fire.
All right. I'm going to grab the edges of my cloak and fly 40 feet. Can I get to any of the bad guys with that movement?
No, about halfway.
Okay.
Because you remember you ran out of the fire clearing.
Yep. And then
Yep.
chased after. Yep. Because I was, yeah. Okay. So
you're about halfway. You're suspended in the air mid-turn.
Right.
What
All
sucks,
right,
though, is you're
so-
suspended right over the wall of fire, and the heat is just killing you.
It's
I'm
toasty.
kidding. Yeah.
It's
I'm just kidding.
toasty.
Little Icarus.
Oh, man. I can't get there. I'm going to use a bonus action to dash fly. So that would give me another 40.
Okay. Yeah.
And I am going to...
Hashtag rogue life.
Yeah.
Cunning action, right?
Yeah, it's my cunning action is a
Yep.
bonus action dash.
Okay, so you've moved.
I think I can get close enough to take a couple swings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
You
So
now
I'm going
use your
to-
action.
I'm gonna use a advantage on this first roll. If I attack this guy, would I be getting sneak attack damage by any chance?
For two reasons, yeah, because I'm assuming you went to the one that's on Bull.
Yeah.
So you have an ally within 5 feet, but you also declared you're using an advantage. So
Oh, that's
you
right.
can use
Yep.
your sneakies.
Okay. Here we go.
Sneaky sneak.
25 to hit.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That fell off the thing. Okay. So that's gonna be 13. That's gonna be 19 points of damage.
Okay. Roll me
And then
d20.
19.
19. What happens with the 19? Yeah, one of his arms just fell off.
That's good news.
So he's down to, let's see, which dude is this? This is troll number 3. So he's down to 1 arm.
Okay.
And
And
one
then
arm
I
lands on
will-
the ground near you.
I'm going to use my last advantage. Thank you, chat, for my second attack on the same troll.
Yep.
That's going to be a 26 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get sneak attack this time, but oh, that's pretty good. 9. Let me just double check. 9. Yeah, 9 points of damage on the second attack.
Pretty gashed up.
And that's it.
Very good. Okay, Ming. That brings up Dire Troll number 4, who's the furthest from Bull. And he is going to also run. He was within his 40 feet movement, so he's going to run to Bull. And surveying the situation, he's going to attack Bull because trolls and Goliaths are just not super cool. So I got 3 bites coming at you, Bull. He's got 3 heads and 3 arms. Isn't that cool? So here come the bites. That's a 23, an 18, and a net 1. So I'm guessing the 23 got you, right? Isn't that exactly your AC?
22, but he's going to cast shield as a reaction, and that's
Okay.
not-
So I'll just drop my dice there quietly. All right, so 3 claws now. So now you're at AC 27, right?
That's right.
So I've got a 25, 25. Okay. He misses.
Very nice.
Guess we're going to have to up the ante, boys. Oh, by the way, this is a random encounter. I just wanted to put some spice on the beef. Okay. That is Dire Troll 4's attack. You have 2 Dire Trolls up in your grill. What are you going to do, Bull? And a fire elemental standing nearby, who appears to be helping you, which is alarming yet satisfying.
Yeah. What Bull is going to do is he's going to move 30 feet away from these guys, and he is gonna
That will
yeah.
cause me to use my reaction to attempt to claw you,
But
each dude.
but can I do? I guess my action. I guess then how far away? I'm gonna ask how far away are these guys? Are these like
They're in
within-
melee with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
they
my
move. Remember, the
question-
one dashed to get to you,
Yeah.
and the other one just ran to you and
I'm
attacked
with
you.
you. I'm with you. My
Yep.
question to you is,
Yep.
do I have the ability to cast Wall of Force around me without with so that I am inside the Wall of Force hemisphere and the guys are not inside the Wall of Force hemisphere?
Well, let's have a look. See, at a point you desire within range. Yeah, I don't see why not. You can make it a horizontal or vertical barrier. It is
Or I can make it a
a
hemisphere.
dome or a sphere with a radius of up to 10 feet. So you could
Right.
have it be right there at your face in between you and them, and it would separate you.
Okay. So
Yeah.
basically it's going to be me and like 10 feet behind a hemisphere that basically surrounds me completely.
10-foot
Um,
sphere, yeah.
Yep. And
And
that's-
with a radius of 10 feet, there's actually about 16, 18 feet behind you.
right.
Because radius is only halfway, so that's a 20-foot diameter.
But there's nothing behind me.
No.
All right. Good. So that's
But you accidentally caught the fire elemental inside, and now it's getting hot as fuck in your sphere. I'm just kidding.
so that's my action.
Yeah. Okay. That's a pretty nice action. So, yeah. All right, Bull. That brings us to 10 wall. Let me just get my happy book of NPCs out here. Okay. She's going to cast Lightning Bolt. So she'll move to where she can, because the 2 dudes are side by side. So she's going to run to where she can get them in a line. And she's going to roll with a Lightning Bolt. And she's going to cast that at 5th level, and I think that works very similarly, excuse me, to Fireball. Lightning Bolt. Okay. 100 feet long, 5 feet wide. Blam. 8d6. 2 levels above 3, so that's 10d6 Lightning Bolt and an extra d6 for the gauntlets, so that's 11d6. So let's see what happens here. That's 7, That's 10. That's 17. That's a big roll. And then 2 more is 7. 41 damage. Let's check dex saves. That's a miss with a 2 and a 9. Boy, their dex saves are garbage. So they each take 41. Down goes the guy who dashed to you. She just killed him. And the other one is still up. But looking a little rough because he just got smoked with a lightning bolt. It is Elif's turn. We're top of the order.
So I want to walk back into the clearing area, just on the edge of the clearing.
Are you?
And I want to look at that troll that was chained to the, they had it pinned. And I want to see if it's still moving or if it's...
Okay. It is immobile.
Okay, good. So I after I glance that way, then I'm going to... what do I want?
It appears to be either deceased or unconscious. But your glance is unable to determine which.
And there's one still standing, and it's next to...
It's right in front of Bull. Yeah.
Is there anyone else in melee with it?
Fire elemental.
The fire elemental and Ming got over there.
Ming's over there too.
Yeah.
Well, I can do great damage to all of them.
Probably should avoid that. Particularly thinking of Ming at this moment. I mean, he did get laid on hands, but still.
And it's about 100. It's how far away am I when I enter about the clearing on the other side? How far is it from me roughly?
Give or take 60 feet.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw a firebolt at it from the safety of way over here.
From the safety of way over here.
That is a 17.
It's a hit. I'm not you're next.
Yep.
It takes 20 points of damage. Wow.
Okay. You firebolted it. Ouch.
And that's all I'm going to do.
Okay, let's get to Amnata. You got a fire elemental, and you got you.
I do. It's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, and you were over on the other side of the glade, so you're, 40, 45 feet by straight line. You have to go around the fire a little bit.
I will stroll out into view, but even though just for effect, super and I will just extend my hand out, and I will cast Chill Touch. 23 to hit.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
15 points of necrotic damage as his ghostly spectral hand just sort of goes, "Hey, buddy," and grabs it on the shoulder.
Okay. Yeah,
and he cannot regain any hit points until the start of my next turn.
Oh, okay. That's pleasant.
And then my fire elemental will go, and he will also put his big fiery hands on this dude's shoulders. But
Ming, you're next.
With a 28 to hit.
Yep.
And a 29 to hit.
Yep.
Man, I got wicked spell.
Druid life is fun life.
Druid life is fun, exactly. 17 fire damage and make that total 27 fire damage.
Tell me how it ends.
So that spectral hand grabs on and Nick goes, and then my fire elemental just comes up and goes, and just kind of gives it a great big reassuring fiery hug until it drops to the ground.
Okay. So all grows quiet in the forest. Fang bounds over as Commander Tunwall closes in, and all of you are there in the glade. And we're going to stop right there and hit pause until our next session. You've killed 4 very, very nasty dire trolls. There's meat aplenty, sizzling on the spit. There are 4 troll arms and 4 troll legs. near the fire. They have not been cooked yet. And there's a troll shackled to a tree on the far side of the glade where Elith stands in that general area ish. And so it is there we will rejoin the party when next we play, which I think we do have a date in December. I don't have it in front of me, but I do believe we're going to play in De Siembre if you're playing the home Spanish game. So, wow, quick outros, and let's wrap this thing up, and I think we'll try to raid into Blue Box. So let's go around. Dave, tell us a little bit about yourself. Thank you guys for a fun session.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. You really set the tone for the campaign with this first combat encounter. Oh, wow. Hey, everybody. My name's Dave. You can find me playing games, producing games, and running games over on the Guild Superior channel. And I just want to do a quick plug, if that's all right, for a fundraising campaign that we've got going on over there in collaboration with another good friend of ours, Phoenixy Wacky. We are raising money for the Games for Love charity, which supports children who are experiencing extended stay hospital visits by donating gaming consoles and games to the hospitals and supporting programs for game therapy, just to bring a little bit of fun and some hope to these children's lives when they are dealing with some pretty serious stuff. So if you have a soft spot in your heart and the means to do so, please consider donating. I dropped the link in the chat for that, and we would appreciate your support. We've got a bunch of games coming up this week that will be continuing to raise money until the 12th with some pretty big giveaways associated with that. So every $5 you donate will enter you to win a giveaway on the 12th. A lot of great sponsors, and we're at just over $1,200 so far with a goal of $4,000. So come on over and help us out.
Excellent. Yeah, please, if you can, please do. All right, Chris.
Hey, everybody. I'm Chris WikiVA on Discord and Twitch. Great game today. I really enjoy playing with this group of players. So creative, so awesome. Games are always fun, so thank you for having me at the table. And if you want to see me play D&D, this is where you see me during this game. And Scott, Carl, and I have another game going, and someday we'll play that again, probably. And it's a fun game too. So
it is a fun game. It's also in Greyhawk.
Yeah.
And it might or might not have something to do with the old Scarlet Brotherhood. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't probably, but it might.
It's fine. It's all good.
All right. Bull Mole, Doc, what's up, man?
Scott, great session today. Thank you. Doc Shoulder, I'm here with these guys, and that's about it right now. We wrapped up Friday Night Crusade, so I'm not playing with those guys anymore at this point. And so at this point, I'm just looking forward to December 3rd. That's it. Sunday, December 3rd. That's when we're back.
Oh, did you check? Okay, so Sunday, December 3rd will be our next time together. That is outstanding, and we'll behind the scenes get our next, because I think that's the last schedule we've figured out. So get through the holidays and turn the calendar over. All right, I'm Nada. What's up, my man?
Well, hello again, friends. I am Carl on Discord. I'm Carnage. Yes, this was a great session of level characters. Sure can do some fun things. And trying to remember all the fun things, cool things they can do.
Right.
Is certainly enjoyable. So
awesome.
You can see me here every time we've got some kind of game going.
Perfect. All right. And I'm Scott Wiley Hobbit. And as has been said, we're going to play on December 3rd next. And we also play games on other Sundays here. And that just will let you know via Twitter and the socials and Discord when that'll be. So that other game is How Comes the Darkness. That is with Carl and Chris and myself as DM. So I'm going to raid into Blue Box. I think, I'm not even sure what they're playing, but I see them playing, and I see people in cosplay. So we're going to do it, man. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see y'all next time.
See you, everybody.
It'll be a few seconds while the raid kicks in. Yeah, they're going at it over there. It'll be fun. And we're raiding. Come on, raid. Raid now. Okay.
green flesh. There's just a lot of stuff going on here. I'm starting to get all right. So that